Oh, well, everybody know who I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next.
You're going to make that happen?
Huh?
You're going to make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I'm going to get these straps that I'm going to go over there and take his shit too.
All right. Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight this evening.
Thank you, man. Down. Strap season. Y'all know what time it is, baby. Terrence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
All right.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the board. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switched codes, but he codes with focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that could end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. With my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God vibes. I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a peace, man. I ain't got no time for appeasement. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up!
If I let my dogs off the leash, then you might want to get out of Dodge while they eat. Honestly, think it's not the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind that they eat.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a... When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they want to call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. With my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God vibes. I'm the kingpin.
Back, you know what I'm saying? I said I'd come back today, you know what I'm saying? Don't look like I'm going out. So let's check it out. What's going on in boxing right now, man? Let's get some people up in here. You know what I'm saying? Wait for those notifications to get out there. But man, you know, we're getting closer and closer to this fight with Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez. Man, you know, I want the build up to be more exciting. I want more and more people to you know, say be excited about this fight, and it just don't seem to be enough promotion to generate, you know what I'm saying, the anticipation, to build the anticipation for the boxing fans. Man, I'm like, you know, say, 'cause I see the article where they're saying, you know, Canelo Alvarez, he's slipping enough for Jermell Charlo to win, right? Is he slipping enough? And I always thought that Jermell Charlo could beat Canelo on his best day. I always thought that, you know, but it's just weird how they build up the narrative, like, you know, saying Canelo is like some crazy, like he's some supernatural fighter, and he's just not that, right? And I'm looking at the article where James Toney, you know, what I'm saying, who's always been outspoken and always been kind of an arrogant dickhead, right? Where he's always talking about, you know, what I'm saying, who he can beat, who ain't good, in, you know, what I'm saying, every boxing division. He, you know, say he came out against Deontay Wilder. He came out against all the PBC fighters, right? So now he's talking about, you know, he's going to come out he would come out retirement to fight Canelo Alvarez, with which, you know, saying, you know, James was a bad mother. He was bad. You know, say his defense, that Philly Shield, that shit was hard to beat. You know, so he beat one of my favorite fighters, back in the day. You know, but James Toney, he's a tough out, man. You know what I'm saying? But he's old now. His day has passed, and you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of interesting. You know, say he's still talking shit. You know, I mean, I don't know why he just don't go train. I mean, I really don't know what he's doing um, in his personal life. But one thing's for sure, you know, so he still think his opinion matters in boxing. You know, and I just, I mean, even though I don't like Canelo Alvarez and I don't like his the way he moved up. I'm trying to look up the boxer that he beat. I forgot his name. He was kind of like Muhammad Ali back in the day. And James Toney came out there and knocked the dude out. Let me see. I'm trying to look up that dude's name. You probably know who I'm talking about. Let me see. I'm trying to go back through his boxing history because I remember Michael Nunn. Yeah, Michael Nunn. It's been so. That was in 1991 when he knocked out Michael Nunn. You know, he had the high top fade, had the white trunks. Um, it was a bad boy. Michael Nunn was a bad boy. You know, he was throwing them things like Ali, moving like Ali, but you know, he used his reflexes. He was an athletic fighter, but you know, Tony just had the technical ability to go out there and put it on Mike. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Mike was never the same after Tony knocked him out. Uh, but you know, saying he always been a top tier fighter. He always been an elite fighter. But you know, man, that mouth, man. You know, it's like he just got that. You know how you see them old dudes that you know what I'm saying that got a lot of wisdom, but you got to go through a lot of bullshit. You got to get, you got to go through a lot of, you know what I'm saying, hazing. You know what I'm saying before you know you can get to the nuggets that they're gonna drop. You know what I'm saying? James Tony, one of them type of dudes. He's gonna haze you a little bit, and you know he's just got this weird attitude that sucks. But he's always talking crap. Him, Antonio Tarver, you know, people who think they really killed it in boxing. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? One thing they don't say is that they had the usage of steroids to do that, right? Now to help their careers along. And of course, I know what they're saying. Like they're saying, everybody's like 80% of people are out there doing steroids. But I mean, that's not an excuse for me. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't, you know, go through your career naturally, what are you talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? Unless everybody get on it, you know. And last night, what I did was I put out a link to I think it was Black Sun TV, and he did an interesting video on Victor Conte. He did a very interesting. What's going on, Zach B? What's up? What's salute to you, my brother? Hope you're doing good this morning. I was just talking about James Toney, talking about he was talking about coming out of retirement and fighting Canelo, and I know that's a joke. You know, I know that's a joke. But you know, it's just interesting to see the old heads always trying to become relevant. You know, what I'm saying by say mentioning somebody who's saying who's in boxing, who's actually got a fight, right? And he's talking about Canelo ain't this and Canelo ain't that. But dude, you know what I'm saying? It's like your time is over, bro. No, you use steroids. You, Antonio Tarver, even Roy Jones Jr. So to me, they need to be a little bit more diplomatic in what they say. Even though he was an elite fighter, even though his technique, I do think he would have beat Canelo. Him, Bernard Hopkins, people like that. Special fighters Canelo would have stayed away from until he got old to fight. And he mentioned that too about how, saying he fought guys that were lighter than him and he fought old legends and things like that, of that nature. What's going on Grease with Fire? Salute to you. So, he need to sit his old butt down, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop being the old grumpy, the old grumpy legend. He's still a legend, even though he used steroids, he's still a legend. It's just that, he was lazy during his career. He never stayed in shape. I think he would have won a lot more fights if he would have stayed in shape. He was just one of those fighters that he had so much technical ability that he could beat, a lot of fighters that were on that game because he was just that much more talented. And that Philly shell, he used that to the utmost. That's the only person I ever seen that used that Philly shell and made it his own. So Mayweather did what he did with Philly shell, and James Toney did. He took it, he used it and made it his own. And them boys they brought that Philly shell out and made it a really powerful technique to protect yourself in the ring. But if Tony would have stayed in shape, stayed in top shape, he would have won a lot more boxing matches. It's just, he just seemed like he was just a lazy dude, you know what I'm saying? But you can see the skills. He lasted a long time. But I mean, I think he would have beat a Canelo Alvarez. It's just kind of interesting that these guys came along after all the really hardcore talent in the middleweight divisions, the junior middleweight division dipped out. So you would have never heard Triple G never fought no Bernard Hopkins. He never fought no Roy Jones Jr. He would have never lasted in that era. You know what I'm saying? Because okay, okay. hmm Oh, so he would have never lasted. What's going on, Brandon? What's happening to my brother Brandon House up in the building? Salute to you, my brother. So yeah, he's talking noise, and another person that is talking noise is that dude Shakur Stevenson. He's all over the place, bro. I mean, yeah, he got a good fight. Now I'm gonna give him credit for this. He got a good fight coming up. That Edwin Santos fight. Edwin Santos is not a joke. You know what I'm saying? And I know Stevenson, he's highly talented, he's highly gifted, but this is like really one of his first tests. I'm gonna have to say, this is one of his first real tests because Edwin Santos can hit, he got power, he can box, and he's not coming in just as another opponent. This ain't some opponent that, you know what I'm saying, how to be throwing niggas up in there, it's like, you never heard of him. It's like, and this dude here, he's the real deal. I'm not saying he's going to beat Stevenson, but what I'm saying is this is a real challenge. This is something that I really would like to see. I'm paying for ESPN. I want to see some cracking going on, and I think Santos he's going to push Stevenson. I think he's going to be missing a lot. I think what I'm saying. But when he do crack Stevenson, he going to feel it. You know what I'm saying? And Edwin Santos, he has a high boxing IQ. So it's not, he's fighting somebody with some talent, is what I'm saying. He's fighting somebody with some athletic ability, somebody who knows something in there. So this is going to be a real credible win for Stevenson if he could do it. Now, the other side of it is that Stevenson needs to shut up. He's talking about he offered money to Lomachenko, his highest payday. You know what I'm saying? He's the Frank Martin situation. So he's starting to, get that Tyler Perry thing going on that I was talking about. That black woman, victimhood. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to fight me. He's trying to build himself up to be like Terrence Crawford. That's just what it is. That's what I see in him. I see him crying all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing him putting out false narratives. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Stevenson. Especially I think Stevenson going to do what Crawford never did. I think he's going to fight the best. I think he's gonna go out. I think he want the Tank fight. I think he want that Devin fight. But it's a way to go about things so you don't look bad, right? He already charismatic, you know what I'm saying? So work on that, So I think Stevenson he's going about it all wrong by putting all this weird, this weird energy out into the universe because that shit's gonna come back on you. You know what I'm saying? You putting out all this, these people scared of me, and bro, nobody ain't scared of you. You don't have the kind of style where people's going to be afraid of you. You just don't. You don't have the power of Terrence Crawford. I mean, even if it was real, I mean, you don't have the power of Terrence Crawford. You don't have that killer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a little aggressive. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have the power. You know what I'm saying? Pete, you're just going to box people to death. You know what I'm saying? Just like Devin. You know what I'm saying? You're going to box people to death. Now, I appreciate a good boxing match, a good technical boxing match. I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I really do. But, don't come out here acting like you Tyson and you some kind of dragon, saying that people are afraid to, confront. That's just not true. And that's something I hate about Stevenson, And I understand he's trying to promote himself. He's trying to get himself out there. But that's going to come with the fights. So depending on who you fight, the people are going to come. They're going to rally around you. If you fighting the best, if you fight Tank, people are going to rally around you. What's going on, Robert and Emily Jones in the building? What's going on? They're going to rally around you, and they're gonna show their appreciation in buying your fights. But I don't think you have to do all this fake news stuff. I'm glad that he's getting the interviews. He's on Gilly's $1 million interview. I haven't even watched that interview because I didn't want to hear all the cap. You know, so I know it's only a few things he could be saying. He, you know, and another thing that reminds me, Stevenson remind me of Clarence Crawford, is that he got to go in there and he's got to explain himself, and he's got to paint the other side like they're ducking him, and I don't like that. I don't like that. You know, if you're gonna tell a story, tell the whole story. You know, y'all lowballing people. You know, if you're gonna lowball people, then you know what I'm saying, say that. Say, "Hey, we got to come up with a few more uh, $1,000 to get this man in the ring." You know, don't go acting like this man is afraid of you. You know, you're gonna miss a lot of fights. I mean, you didn't want to fight Devin for peanuts, and nobody wants to fight you for peanuts because why? Because you're good. You're just that talented. They're gonna have to chase you around the ring, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to break your defense. You got some of the best defense in boxing, so they know what they're up against. So if I'm gonna fight that and take a L, please pay me. You know, please pay me because I got to go through all this bullshit to fight you. You know, you're not the type fighter that's just gonna come forward and we battle it out. You know what I'm saying? No, they're looking at, you're a defensive fighter, and they don't want to go through that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the chances of catching you is harder. You know, because of your talent, because your reflexes, because of you being a pure boxer. A lot of people don't want to fight no pure boxer, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know, especially if you got power and you're a puncher. A lot of people don't want to do that. Let me see. I got a message. Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't want to do that. So I'm looking at Stevenson like he just needs to shut up, get in the ring, get him some really good victories up under his belt, and let that be that, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be pushing it and trying to paint people like they ducking you. No, because what does a duck mean really anyway in boxing today? You know, it don't mean nothing. It just means that they don't like the contract. They don't like the terms of the contract. That's what it means. You know, it's nothing more than that. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, what if Frank was like, man, I don't think I'm ready. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, he don't feel like he's ready. That's cool too. Because eventually they're gonna have to fight. You know what I'm saying? As long as they're in the divisions, these are young guys. So eventually they're gonna have to cross up and fight. So, a duck don't really mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because, Frank gonna have to fight him eventually. He's gonna have to break in some kind of way and hopefully get a couple of fights in to where he could get himself together. Because I do think he need a couple of more fights before he fights Stevenson. You know, because Frank don't know if he want to be a counterpuncher or if he want to be a pressure fighter. He don't know which one he want to be, or he's got to work out how he can mix it up, you know what I'm saying, and get that transition down. Because man, that last fight, it was against a good Olympian, bronze medalist, you know what I'm saying, but he didn't look decisive. And that's what, if you're going to go against somebody with the talent level of Shakur Stevenson, then you're going to have to get that. You're going to have to get that taken care of because he's going to pick you apart. You know what I'm saying? Why you ambivalent about what you want to do? And I've seen Frank in fights, you know what I'm saying, hold punches back and, you know what I'm saying, be indecisive. And he can't do that against Stevenson. He's going to lose. You know what I'm saying? He's going to lose, you know? So I want him to get his stuff down so he could become a more complete boxer before he face somebody like Stevenson. But there are like, 4 fights that people are saying that they want to see. Now I don't agree with a couple of them, but with one of them I'm gonna say, because they said 4 fights people want to see, and that's Bivol versus Beterbiev, which is a damn good fight. I don't understand why they haven't fought already. Tell you the truth, I don't understand, because Bivol, everybody's chasing Canelo. He's causing this tidal wave in boxing where he got people on hold that want to fight him. Bill was still waiting on that damn rematch. Now god dang well Canelo ain't coming back that way. Especially when you don't whip his ass like that. So you might as well go ahead and fight Beterbiev. And I think I forgot who Beterbiev was facing, but that should have been the very next fight. Beterbiev versus Bivol. And that's one fight that some of the people want to see. And Bivol, I mean, out of that fight, that's a hard one. That's a hard one because Bivol got the skill. You know what I'm saying? He's got the knowledge. He's got the boxing ability. Better Beef is a good boxer too, but he got that power, man. He got that raw power. You know, he's got that raw power. And even though he's 39 years old, you know what I'm saying? This dude is breaking buildings down. When that nigga hits you, it's like you go into another dimension. The way he broke down Marcus Brown, I couldn't, I could believe it, but I thought Marcus Brown was a better fighter than that. It's like he totally got intimidated, and once Better Beef hit him, and he just let Better Beef take it to him after that. And then I started seeing Better Beef boxing ability. I was like, oh shit. Damn, Better Beef is he good, man. He good, and he got the power to hit you and hurt you with one punch. So another fight they was talking about was Fury and Usyk. Now I really don't think people want to see that one. I think that's just one of those. It's like almost like the mafia got the heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? Because they get to do what they want to do. I'm saying it's a lot of confusion of when they're going to fight. So I'm not even really paying attention to Fury versus Usyk, because I think that's another fight that if it was going to happen, it should have been happening. You know what I'm saying? Because they had enough time to make it happen. And I don't think Fury want to fight Usyk because I think he know Usyk got the ability to stay away from him and box him.
What's going on, Paul?
Oh, what's going on, Charles Young? What's happening in the building, bro? What's happening? Trying to get it started here this morning. What's happening, bro? With you?
Yeah, I see, man. I've been missing your lives, man, because I'll be at work during the day.
But that's cool.
Now I got the chance to for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to what you were saying about the Bivol and Better Be fight.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that the WBC is blocking that fight because Bivol is Russian, and the U.S. and Russian, they going through their stuff. So WBC basically told Bivol, like, if you want to fight Better Be, you can't. You have to go under like a different country. You can't go under Russia.
Yeah, but he's in Canada. They both living in Canada right now.
Yeah. They was telling Bivol that he has to be like Canadian. He has to claim himself as Canadian in order to get that fight.
I don't understand why what you are stops you from fighting in a professional sport. You know what I'm saying? Your country has nothing to do with it. That's just an excuse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
the
just an
USA
excuse.
got that little beef going on, that little war going on with the Ukraine and Russia and stuff.
Right. But what I'm saying is, think about it. Right. What that got to do with boxing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, Bivol don't represent his country like that. You know what I'm saying? When he's not fighting for them, you know what I'm saying? He's not parading their flag and, representing some kind of national aggression, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? He's not the symbol for their country. So to me, it's a lame ass excuse.
It
is. Know
what
I'm saying? It's a lame ass excuse. It's like, bro, that don't even make no damn sense. And Bivol knows that. He's gotten a raw deal, especially with Canelo Alvarez not coming back or not putting the title on the line at 168 for him.
Mm-hmm.
So that should tell people a lot about boxing. See, this is why. This is, if y'all agree, I don't know if y'all agree. This is my opinion. That's why boxing ain't at the top, bro, because of this shit.
Yeah, I agree.
He should have fought Bivol at 168, but he knew the chances of him losing was probably 98%. You know, saying he was gonna get outboxed by Bivol, so he didn't do it.
Yeah. And you know what, Paul? You know what? Bivol told Canelo, "I'll come down to 168 and fight for your belt since you came up and fought for my belt." And I think Canelo said no to that.
Yeah, of course. And Bivol, he didn't want to fight at his weight. He wants those belts. Dimitri Bivol, he wants those belts, because they're on the line. You know what I'm saying? He, and to have like a sanctioning body, you know what I'm saying, in your pocket, the way Canelo got the WBC in his pocket, they back that crap. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're not even going to sanction the fight.
Yep.
They're not even going to sanction the fight. That's how corrupt boxing is. And people don't think there's dirty crap going on. You know what I'm saying? With these fighters and what they're doing. I posted last night Somebody sent it to me. Um, this documentary on the steroid thing, and they did a
Oh
video.
yeah, Victor Conti. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, they
Yeah,
sent it to
man.
me. Bro, when I talk about the did you see the acne on Bud Crawford head, the pimples, and why he was covered up? And I think it was Marion Jones, that track star lady.
Yeah.
She was talking about how she had to stay covered up. You know what I'm saying? Because she was just too muscular, and people could tell that, you know what I'm saying, the growth, the way her body transformed in such a short
Hmm.
period of time, that she had to stay covered up because people gonna, it looked like you doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You looking like She Hulk, or you looking like the Incredible Hulk all of a sudden. That's why it was hot in July, and Terrence Crawford was coming in all them clothes. Came covered up at the what you can see, because they ain't want you to start all that all, during that period, because it looked like you're on
Yeah.
something. So he kept himself covered up. If you look at a lot of those press conferences and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, he made sure he stayed covered up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And Mary.
I remember he was wearing a hoodie pull, and I'm like, why the hell is he wearing a hoodie and it's hot as hell?
Hmm. And those pimples all over his face, all over his
Hmm.
forehead. That's that stuff, man. And she was talking about that, how the pimples was just coming up on her face and her head, and um you know, I didn't know Victor Conte was part of the power, the soul power band. I didn't know how he played.
Man, you know what's crazy is when he was about to go to jail, man, like he threw Marion Jones under the bus. But Victor Conti also said that he got some stuff that they can't detect. Now,
Right,
a man saying
right.
something like that, why the heck is he even involved in anything with sports?
Well, that kind of shows you that they don't care. You know, I mean, without the steroids, a lot of these fighters probably couldn't get out of bed. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, and perform at the levels that they do, because it's a serious grind. Can you imagine? You know what I'm saying? You have to get up and work on your jab. You got to get up and work on your upper. It's so many techniques and combinations, and then you got to run. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a grind. You know what I'm saying? And you got to do that time after time just to stay up. So I could see where they would need steroids, because to keep that up, you know what I'm saying, that's almost superhuman. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's natural to want to relax, but to stay ready all the time, 247, you know what I'm saying, and be motivated, that should tell people a lot right there.
Yeah.
And you don't have any bad performances, you know what I'm saying, in your career, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think it's gonna
it's
come out like 10 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Just about
hmm
everything about that Crawford and Smith fight. Something wasn't right, man. Like,
no, I mean, I think he know he needed the extra strength. I think he know he needed stamina, and he used Victor Conte to fix him up something so he can compete. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, that's just, it just seemed like that's just common sense to me. Um, what I'm saying, looking at how his body transformed. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
He got skills. See, they
yeah,
just want you to forget he's 35. You know what I'm saying? And they want you to overlook the common sense of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you 35, you shouldn't be moving like you 25. You know what I'm saying? You
mm,
shouldn't be banging like you 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, it didn't look like a natural performance, and they know that. So that's why they hate this kind of talk. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at Victor Conte, who he's training with, that's the dude who got access to
yep,
these things. So it's like, if he would have never put Victor Conte, I don't think nobody would have ever thought nothing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But it's just obvious he had
yeah.
to
And
make
then you
that
sign up
relationship.
with Snack, and then you don't even work out in their facility at all. You know what I'm saying? You just signed up with the Snap program, but we don't see you. You know how Mikey Garcia had signed with Snap, but you saw him in the Snack facility and everything working out. You didn't see Bud in no Snack facility. You know what I'm saying? He was up in Colorado. He just signed up for the Snap program. So that right there by itself is like,
Well, I mean, it don't even really matter once you working. You know what I'm saying? Once you, I mean, because they could send an advisor, or they could send somebody, to how to work it. You know what I'm saying? They can send a consultant, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
with you, you know what I'm saying, to drive you through, because you want to, you don't want it to be obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once you transform your body like that, so you want to still go to Colorado, you want to still do the same things that you've been doing. So it look, you know what I'm saying? So it look low key. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But so he played it like, but I do think that's what he did. I think he used performance stuff from Victor Conte to get over the hump. Because
Mm-hmm.
imagine the pressure, just pressure. He couldn't afford to lose this fight. Now he's on top. He don't even look like he's happy with it because he
Yep.
know he cheated. You know what I'm saying? If you was to do something naturally, you know what I'm saying, in your
Mm-hmm.
career, and you went in there, you worked your ass off, and you did it in a natural way, shit, you would see it all over his face. He would have been jumping over the rope. Well, see, when you cheated, and and if you're a real you're a real competitor, but you cheated. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna look just like Terrence Crawford look after he beat Errol Spence Jr. Now he did a lot of posing, you know what I'm saying, for people, but he know he cheated like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
why he couldn't feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna go in there and beat somebody to death when you done use steroids and shit to get that strength? When
Yeah.
you done use, how you gonna go in there? They tell me he took it easy on Earl. Yeah, I hope so. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You using monkey juice. You know what I'm saying? You got gorilla strength. You know what I'm saying? I hope you did take it easy on that man, because your ass need to be up out of boxing with that bullshit. Him, Fury, all these people who think it's cool, you know what I'm saying, to get an edge,
Yep.
you know, because
Hey, Paul.
hmm
Man, you know when I knew something was up? When Crawford hit Spence with a jab and Spence reaction, I was like, hold on. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, that's what I said too. If you watch my live, I was like, bro, he got knocked over with a jab. I said, come on now, and I think Spence was done at that weight. I think
Yeah.
he just, that he was just off, bro. Um, but he got beat. I said, but you don't need to add insult to injury by having this enhancement. What I'm saying, having drugs introduced to the situation. Um, so people can say what they want, man, but you know, we you just can't give this man credit. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be doing shit like that, what I'm saying? We talking about that's tainting. What I'm saying? One of the biggest fight in history. You tainting it with this bullshit, bro. You know. So he think he got by, but I think people kind of see through. What I'm saying? What he's trying to, what I'm saying, sell to the people, and if he come back, it's gonna be the same thing. Yeah, because you on steroids, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You on steroids. I mean, can Spence use some steroids? Can we please get a GoFundMe so Errol Spence Jr. can go get
Right.
his steroid boost? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So he can equal you and cut weight and whatever. You know what I'm
And
saying? It's like,
mhm.
bro, it's just ridiculous. This is why boxing sucks today. And he around here, acting like he the man. I say, bro, that's the most despicable crap I've ever seen. But
Yeah, and that's why he doing that 147 crap now. Like, bro, you know he can't make the weight, and you still want to fight at 147. Like, come on, bro.
but the thing is, once you using, snack, you got coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like, because his relationship, Victor Conte, if you got a relationship, Victor Conte, you're going to be able to pass it because he knows what to do to pass those tests. He know what they're looking for. When you know the answers to the test, shit, so you ain't worried about the test,
Yeah.
because you got everything. You know everything that they're looking for. It's not going to show up. You know what I'm saying, in your system, because that's not what they're looking for, right?
Hmm.
So just like look at your girl Amy Bumgardner. You know what I'm saying? You haven't heard shit from her, have you?
No,
You know what
man,
I'm
she been
saying?
posting pictures at the beach and stuff. I'm like, oh, so I mean,
Hmm.
like, what's going on?
Well, what's going on is she got that booty. She got that beautiful booty, and shit, people gonna look at that booty. They don't care about no damn PED test when she fine as hell. You know what I'm saying? That girl cute as
Hmm.
hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, ain't she messing with Tony Harrison? I think that's her
That's her.
fiance or
That's her
something.
trainer. Cause I'm from Detroit, so I'm actually in Detroit. She trains in this gym, and that's her like trainer. That's her top
I
trainer.
thought
I
they
don't know
was
if they like
an
talking, but
item. I thought that was an item or whatever. But
No,
well, the ass whooping he
yeah, that's
took
her
and shit,
trainer.
she need to get the hell on. This the got his ass toe back. You know. But what's going on, King Judah in the building? What's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Coach Kim?
Oh yes, sir. We can hear
What's
you.
going on, King?
What's up, bro? Yeah, man. That whole situation with Alicia Baumgartner, bro. Like you said, bro. She not refuting like she was at first, though. Like you said, but I'm starting to feel like it was true. She had something in her system. I mean, she ain't trying to, like you said, she knows she looked good. People gonna forget all about the fact that she was on some TV. It's like they gonna sweep it under the rug. You know what I mean? But I don't like people. I don't like when people have selective outrage. I really don't. But I'm one of the people. I feel like what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And you got people. If we gonna say Crawford was on it, you know what I'm saying? We need to line up everybody we think on it, and all and point the finger at everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't hear nobody on no YouTube channel nowhere talking about Alicia Baumgartner. Nobody.
So you don't care about that booty. You don't care about how fine she is.
Yeah, it's all good, but one thing about me, bro, I've been like that my whole life. But just because I'm gonna tell you, I treat everybody the same, bro. A female not gonna get better treatment just because she's a female for me.
Right.
I'm just being real with you.
Yeah, that is true. You know what I'm saying? Because that girl's so cute, man. It's like, oh, just let her go, God damn it, Shit, but she be beating the hell out of people too, though. So, what I'm saying? So, it's dangerous on the woman's side too, because them women be fighting their ass off. And if she using them, she need to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And then just go be an Instagram model. You know what I'm saying? That's what she need to do, because she can't have that edge. Everybody need to have the edge. Everybody should be alerted to who's using, man. It's like you can't go into these fights, and you got this advantage, bro, because people are going all out in the ring. You hit a person in the wrong place with that extra power, man. Who knows what could happen, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just amazed that that they haven't come up with different companies, drug doping testing companies, because you can't trust one. See, if you just have one company over everything, it's going to breed corruption. You could pay an extra 20,000 or extra 30 or 40, 50,000, whatever it is, to to skip the test, to get the test. Oh, we just go say we tested. You think they won't accept that shit? You know what I'm saying? Money cues a lot, man. It makes you, you know what I'm saying? You can get past a lot of things if you got money, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you just got one company, you know what I'm saying, that's over the testing, that's gonna breed corruption. Because now they got power, you know what I'm saying? They got too much power. That's why they need more dope testing agencies, and they don't need Victor Conte involved with none of them. You know what I'm saying? Because imagine if USADA would have tested Crawford. They probably would have found all kind of funky shit up in his ass.
Yeah.
You
And
know
you know
what I'm
what,
saying?
Paul? This is my conspiracy too, man. When Spence mentioned about them sanctioning bodies, man, I just got a strange feeling. They was like, I just got a strange feeling that when he made that comment about paying them sanctioning bodies for them belts, I feel like that's when the corruption started.
Well, I mean, I know that's a big one because
Yeah, that's my conspiracy though.
he had the audacity to call them out. You know what I'm saying? And when you're talking about big business, I've been seeing it. You know what I'm saying? You can see it on social media. You know what I'm saying? All the old heads, all the masculinity in the old heads, they trying to get rid of that shit. Anybody who talk like me, you know what I'm saying, what they consider misogynistic, or you know what I'm saying, racist or whatever, they trying to get rid of all that, bro. And they trying to feminize everything. So there's an agenda in everything, you know what I'm saying, especially in boxing. When you talking about stopping big business, when you stop doing the sanctioning bodies, doing what they want to do, making more belts, bullshit belts, you know what I'm saying, you speak on it as a fighter. Now, I don't know. I do believe they will sabotage you, but it's just hard to wrap your head around it because we still think of boxing as a sport. As a, you know what I'm saying, but it's not a fair sport. And I think people just want us to accept that, you know what I'm saying, for whatever it is, whoever gets by gets by. And they don't want nobody like really talking about that. And what we're seeing is more and more corruption. Now, I think that breeds more corruption. And the only way that people can like do something about it is by not buying the fights. You know what I'm saying? And not signing up, and that's going to be hard because there's a lot of casuals out there. You know what I'm saying? And once they build up these fights, these casuals don't know nothing about this. They don't know that Errol Spence Jr. called out the sanctioning bodies, about what you're doing with the money. I wish he would just shut his ass up. You know what I'm saying? Because unless you got a plan of action, a course of action, you know what I'm saying? Why put yourself in that position? Why become a target? Why make yourself a target? Right, exactly.
Well, I'm about to say what's so dangerous about what you like. I'm piggybacking on something you just said, where you were talking about how the casuals just jump on stuff. But it's dangerous because we live in a social media era, and I think that these networks understand that, bro. Like they don't like the days of them actually happen to find a great fighter or get them on some type of deal where they can, have this great fighter for their network where they can make a lot of money. That's gone. All they have to do is build a star. They build a star, but they can put them in a ring with bum after bum after bum and market them right. The casual's gonna come. They don't care if they not fighting nobody. All they want to do is, as long as you winning and you knocking people out, that's all they care about. Then all the media gonna do is just they gonna continue to regurgitate to you that this guy that y'all looking at, he is actually the best in boxing. Don't worry about him fighting nobody who actually good. Just understand that this is the best because we say so, and people gonna run with it.
And the misinformation, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's to me, it's like fighters are just willing to lie about information. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow. It's like nobody's gonna say shit about that. You know what I'm saying? They lying about contracts, they lying about contracts they sent. I'm like, why are you doing that? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? If you want to fight this guy, why lie about the contract? Trying to make him look bad and trying to control public opinion. That's not a fighter's position. That's not what you do. Fighters fight. You know what I'm saying? They fight for glory. So why are you tarnishing your legacy by being, doing this this soft ass stuff? And to me, your character goes a long way. Your character, it goes a long way. It speaks to who you are as a person. And I had somebody left me a comment talking about, you talk about everything about what's going on outside the ring because it affects what goes inside the ring.
Most definitely.
Right? And it's like missing. It's like people try to act like they stupid or willfully ignorant, and they try to disconnect thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Things that are just common sense. You know what I'm saying? If I'm talking about things that going on outside the ring, it's because what they're planning and plotting outside the ring affects what's happening on fight night. So if I'm out here, you know what I'm saying, off season and I'm doing PEDs and then I cycle off and I come in and I'm working out in front of the cameras, you know what I'm saying? And then on fight night, I'm just blowing niggas out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what happens outside the ring affects what's going on inside the ring, and y'all don't want to accept that because if you watch the person, let's say we watching Devin Haney, right? And he goes into this Regis fight, and let's say he comes out and just every punch is just destroying Regis. You know what I'm saying? He's just every punch just got so much power on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Regis just goes down in the first round, knocks him down 3 times in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Come out second round. You know what I'm saying? He's just catching them. You know what I'm saying? With power, uppercut. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh my God, man, he's just walking through Regis. And oh man, Devin Haney is really, you know what I'm saying? We're like, man, you don't watch all of them Devin Haney's previous fights. And he never had that kind of power. Now I know that, when you shrink down, you know what I'm saying, it takes away from, you know what I'm saying, a lot of your natural strength. And you know what I'm saying, when you boiling down. But Devin have knocked out people at that weight. You know what I'm saying? He had I forgot how many knockouts he got, but he have knocked out some folks at that weight. And as you goes up, you are going to get a little bit of a power boost, but it's not going to be that crucial. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be, you know what I'm saying, that pronounced. You know what I'm saying, that you can go out there and just wash a Regis. Regis got a chin, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Regis been hit by Josh Taylor. And I'm not saying Josh Taylor is some crazy power puncher and nothing like that. But he is natural at that weight. And for a person to move up, you know what I'm saying, to move up, who haven't been fighting at that weight, you know what I'm saying, to come out and just all of a sudden become a power puncher.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? A complete power puncher, not somebody who just stuns you, not somebody who just stuns you and just got enough athletic ability to finish you off, but somebody who's just crushing you, somebody who's just crushing you with nothing but power. And so I think people understand. It's just that they don't want to entertain the thought that that's what's going on with Bud Crawford. You know, so they don't want to entertain that thought. They want to just give him the victory off of skill. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so, you know, but I just look at them like they have no integrity. They don't care. They got the street thing where they're going to win by any means necessary. You know, and I think, and you could see in his attitude, you could see in his demeanor, that's the kind of person he is. You know, he don't have no ethics. You know what I'm saying? If he had to use steroids, he would do it. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. You know, see how he negotiates. He's cold blooded with that, bro. You know, just like Margarito. You know, when they confronted Margarito and Cotto, they was like, man, how could you, you know, use those cash like that? He was like, so what? You know,
and that's why he's so confident going up to fight Canelo too. People not paying attention to that.
Yeah, well, you know, Canelo is he represents the money.
Yep.
You know, I don't think people are afraid of you know what I'm saying, the moment with Canelo. You know, Canelo brings a lot of network money. And you know, you got a lot of people, he got the whole boxing world on hold, you know what I'm saying, waiting for a fight. You know, and Jermell Charlo, they're not understanding that he may get a second fight out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what do they wait? You know, the next fight they're talking about, the WBC is going to sanction is Canelo versus David Benavidez. Now, you know that's bullshit. You know that's got to be bullshit.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Canelo ain't. Now, you know, if Canelo is cashing out, you know, I could see him going ahead and trying to take that challenge. And him going and, you know what I'm saying, get that Super Saiyan shit going on, and he just crash out. You know, that's the only way I can see that happening. Because right now, this might be a test for Canelo. You know what I'm saying? To see if he can go out there and beat Jermell up. But I do think he's going to have some of that help. And, you know, I think he's going to go out here and try to beat Jermell bad, kind of like Crawford did Errol Spence Jr. I think he's going to try to humiliate Jermell. And Jermell better be ready for it.
He better.
You know, because it's nothing they can do. If that man is roided up, you know, they ain't nothing they can do. You know what I'm saying? For Canelo, you know what I'm saying? Because he's got that protection. You know, so I really hope he trained his ass off, because he's got a beast coming towards him. You know, so because there's no way in the world Canelo would take this fight unless he knew he was going to win, because he's avoided these guys for years.
Yeah.
For years and years, he's avoided these athletic fighters. Now you're going to take the fight. Oh, something up.
Yeah,
something is up. You know, nobody's talking about this Devin Regis fight.
Yeah, when is it anyway?
Damn,
I think it's
November.
I thought it was December. I think it's December. It's gonna be in his hometown though. It's gonna be out there in Cali or whatever. And I think that might have been the holdup. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about why they ain't signed. Yeah, I think Devin was doing everything he could to have a fight at home. You know, so I think that's what took so long, to be honest with you.
You know, to be honest, you know, Devin, he just need to, you know, he need to go ahead and rack up those names, you know what I'm saying, to become a legendary fighter. I mean, he's already in the history books. He's already being undisputed at 135 is a big feat. So for him to move him forward, you know what I'm saying, I'm glad that he's not talking like Shakur Stevenson. I think Shakur is just desperate right now because he got all this talent and he just want to, you know, he want to get out there and make a mark, you know, but he's got to chill out, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, Devin, one thing about Devin, he let his daddy, you know, he let his daddy do all the talking. He let his dad go out there and take the slings and arrows and the, you know what I'm saying? And he kicks back. You know, he'll say something every now and then, but I like how they work it. You know.
Yeah, Shakur kind of messed up himself when Devin offered you that 25. He should have just took it. Now you scraping for fights. Now you got to fight Edwin De Los Santos.
Yeah,
when
call
you
his
could have
bluff.
had a chance to get all the belts, and that was going to either be on pay-per-view or on ESPN, and people was going to watch that, and that could have been your time.
Let me tell you something. That was a guarantee. And you know, I know a lot of people ain't going to agree with this, but that was a guarantee win for Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? If they talking about fight at 135, that's a guaranteed win. Look at what Stevenson would have got. I don't think Devin can operate at that weight no more, not at full capacity. And I think he would need everything. Now, 140 is a different story.
Yep.
At 140, that's a different fight.
I don't know what people seem to forget. They forgot that Devin already said that he could make 135. So when he's moving up to 40, people like, I'm like, no, bro said he could not make 135 anymore.
They don't care, bro. They don't care.
It's just that's the part that got me pulled, was like people trying to say that, because this still trying to say, they're saying that Shakur turned down the 25% because he wanted more. But my thing is, they were saying, well, Devin didn't wait for him to petition to get more money. And I'm like, you talking about the A side, the undisputed champion in history, who made more money than Shakur ever made in his career. He is on balls. He already had a pay-per-view fight. He had a pay-per-view fight. Shakur never had one. And you telling me a dude that only beat Yoshino at 135 has the power to not only demand what he wants from Devin, but make Devin wait, while Devin saying, I'm too big for this weight, I need to move up. You're going to make the undisputed champion wait on top of that? What kind of power do you think Shakur have over Devin? What's wrong with people?
The only good thing about the situation is that Shakur don't have one of the belts like Terrence Crawford had. You know what I'm saying? Where he's trying to negotiate and leverage the belt. You know what I'm saying? From him becoming undisputed. He didn't have to go through all that. You know what I'm saying? Devin already undisputed. So Shakur don't really have nothing to offer him. I mean, he would have done, now imagine, Shakur would have done the same shit that Terrence Crawford did. You know what I'm saying? He would have leveraged that belt to try to get more money, to make more bogus demands, you know what I'm saying, out of Devin, to try to, you know what I'm saying, grab more of a percentage. And people would have been fine with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he need to just chill, man. You know what I'm saying? Become a great fighter. Just fall back, you know what I'm saying? And get the fights up under your belt first. Because nobody is buying it, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why the media keep reporting he's the most duck man in boxing. He already said that Tank is the man. You know what I'm saying? At 135, he already admitted that. But this is a business. This is on the business side. Tank, saying he really haven't won no belts like that. But he's a star.
Nope.
He's talented, but really boxing wise, as far as accolades and things of that nature, he's not really, he's not a dude. He's not a champion like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's a star. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And you can see what boxing is turning into from that point, because Tank is looked at as a bigger star than Devin Haney, even though Devin Haney has all the belts. So that's just kind of interesting to me. At 135, nobody ain't looking at the belts like that.
And he got it out the mud too with those belts too, man. He took a bogus contract, went over there to Australia twice.
And it's kind of like influence what's going on at 147. Nobody cared that Terrence Crawford is undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really cares, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's looking at, because the business of boxing is kind of messing up everything. You know what I'm saying? Tank don't have to fight. He don't have to fight for none of the belts.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody has to fight. I mean, you got Jerome Bucenis, who's trying to take a linear path, you know what I'm saying, to fame, but yet they still with this popularity shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't have the following to fight Terrence Crawford. What you mean? This dude got all the belts. You know what I'm saying? Spence would have had to fight Jerome Bucenis. You know what I'm saying? Eventually. They was talking about stripping him of the IBF, right?
Yep.
So how does dude, either he's going to drop the belts, or, you know what I'm saying, he's going to move on to 154. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to do something, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit on the belts.
Yeah, because he's trying to have it to where the rematch is at 147. if you're gonna stay at 147, bro, you might as well fight the next top guy at 147 if you're gonna do that. Because if Canelo loses, which I don't think he is, he's gonna get a rematch. And I believe that when Jermell's done with this fight, I don't think he's gonna go back down to 154. And then anyway, he's gonna lose that WBO belt as soon as he gets in the ring with Canelo, and the champ at 154 for the WBO is going to be Tim Tszyu. So I mean, like, what are you doing, bro?
Well, I don't know, man. It's just kind of, it's almost like they just overlooking Errol Spence Jr. now that he lost.
Yeah.
It's just like they just overlooking. Nobody's talking about the fight. Nobody's really talking about the Canelo Jermell Charlo fight. They trying to. It's almost like it's just oozing, say onto the scene.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. It's like these are some good fights. I mean, especially the undercard of Canelo versus Jermell Charlo. You got Erickson Lubin versus Ramos. You got you got Yordenis Ugas versus Marrio Barrios. That's going to be a good
yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, trust me, Erickson Lubin versus Jesus Ramos. That's going to be a banger too, bro.
Yeah, it is, because
that's going to be
Ramos got some power.
Yeah, that's going to be a serious fight, man. Because Lubin can fight. I think Jesus Ramos he damn near knocked out Ugas in the last round.
Yeah,
He hit Ugas so motherfucking hard that Ugas was done, bro. But it was like 2 seconds in the last round when he hit Ugas with that damn hook, and Ugas was done, bro. I mean, he was done, and the fight just, the time ran out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then they got this Elijah Garcia versus Jose Resendiz or something like that.
I forgot his name.
That's the dude that beat Jared Hurd. That's the dude. That's the dude who lacerated his lip, and they had to stop the fight. I think it was the 10th round, and that was like his last humiliation.
Yeah.
When you just knew Jared Hurd was done, man.
Yeah.
He just looked like a punching bag.
Yeah, but I was about to say, I want to talk about, you were saying why people not talking about these fights, you know what I'm saying? Now, honestly, when it comes to these major networks like ESPN and stuff, they don't talk about boxing that much anyway. That's their last concern when you talk about major sports boxing. But for us YouTubers, what I'm starting to notice is why you don't see a lot of videos about the upcoming fights. You don't see a lot of videos about the Canelo fight or even Devin Haney. People not even talking about the supposed fight between Shakur and that dude or Delasantos, which is a good fight. But the reason they're not doing it, because a lot of these people, they don't have nothing to talk about, because a lot of these people, recently made a lot of money, and a lot of their views came from talking about the Crawford and Spence fiasco. They think that a lot of people piggybacked off that. Then you had people who, a lot of their favorite fighters ain't doing shit. They got a lot of channels, bro, where they pro Tank Davis, and Tank Davis ain't giving them nothing to talk about. So what they did was, for the longest years, they tried to hate on everybody else. But I mean, a lot of these people getting fingers pointed at them. It's like, how you gonna point out what other fighters doing when your favorite fighter ain't doing shit?
Right.
So a lot of these dudes quiet because they ain't got nothing to talk about. They can't continue to point fingers at fighters they don't like without pointing fingers at their own fighters. So a lot of them just quiet on shit. A lot of people waiting on different gossip to come out. Most I hear is gossip now. You know what I'm saying? When I go to people's channels, most I hear is them talking about gossip, about what this dude should have did and this and that, yada, yada, yada. People not really talking about what's going on, like concrete evidence of what's real. You know what I'm saying? What's really going on is that in all these weight divisions, you got people like the real good guys that's coming up, they not getting the opportunities because the niggas that top won't let them up there. Boots not getting his opportunity because Crawford won't let them up there. You know what I'm saying? You got Devin going to 140 trying to kick the door down, which Regis don't give him that opportunity. I think somebody like that dude Matias don't give him that opportunity. But when it comes to people like with the mother champions, T.O. not going to give Devin no. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what's going on. You got 139. The most interesting division to me still is like 135 because you got Shakur down there. Whenever he I don't know what's wrong with that little dude, but I'm starting to think he's slow. But whenever that light bulb go off in his head, that Devin is at 140. Unless you want to go to 140 and challenge yourself, leave Devin alone and fight the niggas that sell. Because you got Tank Davis there who are cash cows, and you got to have every belt Devin have up for grabs for you. You still worried about Devin, but you had the opportunity to get Devin in the ring. Matter of fact, it's the opportunity that he gave you. You didn't chase the opportunity, he gave it to you, and you ran from it. So fight the people that you're willing to fight, because obviously you don't want to fight Devin. So stop saying it.
Well, a lot of people think they're just keeping a lot of stuff up so they can build, you know, a rivalry between them, so they can have like a super fight, kind of like, you know, say Erickson Jr. and Terrence Crawford. They feel like them guys are going to meet at 147. That they already understand. Like I think you was saying this before, King Judah. You were saying like these guys already know they pump faking and keeping their name relevant. You know, saying trying to keep a rivalry alive between them, because they already know that right now their names don't carry that kind of juice. But by the time they get to 147, I think they'll beat enough people to where people be interested enough to make like a multi-million-dollar fight. You know what I'm saying? To make it huge. You know what I'm saying? To make another mega fight. And I think that's where they're trying to build that up. I think we've had enough experience watching this kind of shit, you know what I'm saying, to where they believe in the long haul, you know what I'm saying, for these guys to build up. Right now, I don't think enough people knows who Devin is and enough people knows who Stevenson is to really get it on, because that is a potential mega fight. They are the two premier names at those lightweight divisions. And once they hit the glamour division, I think it'll be like, you know what I'm saying, it'll be radioactive, you know what I'm saying? Because they done really built themselves up. They done beat some notable people, you know what I'm saying? They have a few more highlights, you know what I'm saying, under their belts with names, you know what I'm saying? Because I think Devin is going to go in there and take care of Hutchinson. He's going to go in there and take care of Jose Zepeda and maybe even Ryan Garcia if he's willing to get in the ring with him, if he can get by Regis. That'll help build up his legacy for the entire boxing community. You know, I think Richardson Hutchinson has a fight coming up with Jose Zepeda. That's going to be an interesting fight. You know, we're going to have
that's the Saturday too, Paul.
Yeah, so you know, Hutchinson. Let me tell y'all, man.
This Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to see this.
Hutchinson is a sweet boxer, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about on no, you know what I'm saying, on no homo thing. I'm talking about his style. I like it. He don't have no power, but his skills is up there, man. You know what I'm saying? His skill is up there.
He a lot like Devin. You know, they came up in that same camp. They probably had similar training, because they similar. But when I watch him fight, Hitchens and Devin, his name Hitchens. They similar, bro. They really is.
His distance control, his timing. You know, he's got that Floyd Mayweather-esque type of boxing style. You know what I'm saying? So he just don't have no power to like really, you know what I'm saying, keep motherfuckers honest. He got a little bit of pop, but not much to speak on. But I love his boxing style, man. It's just real, you know what I'm saying? It's a real technical and athletic, you know what I'm saying, style, you know. But, you know what I'm saying, will he be able to compete with you know what I'm saying, the Matisse? That's gonna be the question. That's the I think that's the question mark. Who's gonna beat Matisse? Nobody's talking about that. Everybody's talking about the marquee names. Who's gonna beat him?
Nobody want to fight him, Paul.
Yeah, he a risk to a lot of people. But I wanted to point out some of the hypocrisy of the fans right quick. I remember when before Shakur decided to come to 135, everybody kept saying, why Tank and Devin can't fight? They said Devin wasn't nobody. They said Devin ain't bring no money. Devin was born. You know, even time you brought up Shakur, they said Shakur was born. So Devin and Shakur had the most boring styles in the world if you let these fans tell it. Don't nobody want to watch them, right? But why is it that as soon as Shakur got to 135 and now you got two people that say they want to fight Tank, well, all of a sudden the whole world said, no, we want to see Devin and Shakur fight. That's the fight to make. Y'all, them were the two most boring people in boxing according to y'all. So why when both of them said they wanted Tank, the whole world switched up and said, yeah, that's the fight we want to see most. We want to see Devin and Shakur. The two niggas y'all said was the most boring in boxing.
Now you know if you've been watching full kind of boxing before, Devin even came up when he was fighting Oscar Valdez. I said, man, if he hit 135, it's gonna be on and popping. You know what I'm saying? And this is before Devin came out about he was, you know, saying had it was hard to make weight for 135. And I said, if Stevenson had to get up out of those little paddywhack divisions. You know what I'm saying? He had to, you know, do what he did with style, but he had to come up to he had to come up. I see somebody sent some Bud cycling. He had to come up out of those little tic tac weight divisions. And I said once he hit 35 and start hitting the glamour divisions, people are gonna start comparing him to Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna put them together because those are two talent. It makes sense. Tank, Devin, and Shakur are the most talented people down there. So they naturally people are gonna want to see that fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just
it took all the focus off Tank. That's what I'm saying, boy. Before that, Devin had just got to the point where Devin was saying, look, man, if Tank don't fight me, he'll fucking duck. And the world finally just started to understand it. Then as soon as Shakur came up there, they took the pressure off Tank again. Now nobody talking about Devin versus Tank no more. Everybody want to see Shakur versus Devin all of a sudden. But don't nobody want to see Tank versus nobody.
What it is, Tank ain't saying nothing. You know, Stevenson is out here keeping this stuff going about him and Devin. He even dissed Devin's skills. You know what I'm saying? He talking mad shit. You know what I'm saying? He's really trying to coax Devin into coming back down to 135 to fight him. So that's why he's just talking mad crap right now, trying to coax Devin to say, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm let me shut this dude up. You know what I'm saying? Go back down there. And but see, he better be careful because you know Devin, you know what I'm saying, he's with Snack. You know what I'm saying? He was snacking. I'm just saying.
I feel what you're saying. Honestly, this is how I feel about the whole situation. I'm gonna just tell you my whole outlook on it. From day one, I got Shakur and Devin beat. I'm being real with you. I don't think Tank won't no part of either one of them niggas. Like really? That's my real. I'm just real cool. That's my real honest opinion from the bottom of my heart. Tank don't want no part of none of them niggas, bro. Because I'm telling you right now, it's no secret that it's no secret that Tank always choose the same type of opponent. Tank struggles with people that can move and make him miss. He do not want to deal with somebody that can make him miss. That's the point a lot of people not paying attention to. He do not want to deal with it. It's the reason why he don't choose some type of fighter. That's something he don't want. And then you talk about Devin and Shakur, they probably the two very best in boxing and making people miss. He don't want to deal with them dudes. And another thing I'm looking at how you was talking about when Shakur was at 130. When Devin was making 135 easy, when he wasn't looking like a skeleton on the scale, Tank Davis wasn't saying Devin name, Shakur Stevenson wasn't saying Devin name. The moment he came up looking like Fuller, that's when I started hearing Tank Davis talking about, yeah, I'm going to knock him out next. I'm going for Devin. I'm tired of him talking. That's when I heard Shakur talking about, yeah, he'll miss weight on. When he saw Devin look like a skeleton, he went and missed weight on purpose. He pushed his weight to 135. They couldn't wait to get at Devin when they saw him looking like a skeleton. When he was healthy, now one of y'all was saying his name, too. And well, I'm just telling you, I'm keeping up with shit as it happens, bro. And a lot of people they look at it after the fact and they say, "Damn, King Judah said that." But I'm good at remembering shit in chronological order. Just like I told people when Devin moved to 140, it was gonna shine a light on Tank Davis, bro. Tank Davis done went super quiet. Cause what can he say now? Devin gone. You already said you're not going 140 to fight him. Then you got Shakur there. You're not gonna say. We know you're not gonna say his name. We know you're not going to say Frank Martin's name. So what you're going to do is what I knew you was going to do. You're going to be extra fucking quiet.
Well, I mean, think about it. You know what I'm saying? Tank, you know what I'm saying? He's coming from a position of being a star and not a champion. You know what I'm saying? He's coming from the point of view of, you know, you got to come see me. You know, I'm going to offer you a deal. Even Stevenson had to bow down. You know, so what scenario can you see that fight being made? You know what I'm saying, between him and Devin? What scenario do you see?
It wasn't no major scenario. Devin already conceded that Tank was the ace.
Right.
He already said that a long time ago. He said, if I base Devin, I want to fight Tank Davis. I know I'm the B-side. Let's make it happen. He had been waiting on a contract for Tank from the last 3 years, fool.
But what I'm saying is, what you think? What you think should happen if Tank, if you feel like he ducking or whatever, what you think should happen? Because now these
They
fighters are
can't. They can't.
suspended.
Yeah, they can't do them. I mean, the whole point is my only problem is if you tell me that you like Tank Davis because he get knocked out. Shit, I don't care if you like the nigga tattoos. That's cool. But don't sit there and tell me he the best fighter in the world. This nigga not gonna fight nobody to prove it. You can miss me with that bullshit. I don't care about
the pride aspect is, you can see it with Terrence Crawford. It's out the window. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? So the stuff that we own, that's dead, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my only issue. Like you can talk to me about how much money he said he a star. That's cool. I don't have no issue with it. Don't tell me that he the best in the world. Don't tell me he'll knock Devin out. Don't tell me he'll knock Shakur out, because we all know that he is not going to do nothing to prove it. He is the A-side. He can have any one of them niggas in the ring whenever he feel like. So don't tell me he can do it because he don't think he can do it.
But one thing about it, King Judah, as long as you don't prove it in the ring, you can say anything outside the ring. You know what I'm saying? We see that with Terrence Crawford over the last 5-6 years. Long as people see your skills in the ring, it goes a long way, and you don't have to prove it, right? Now, I'm not saying that Tank can't beat. I think Tank can beat, most of these guys, and I think they could beat him. That's why we want to see the fight. But if it's a risk that a lot of these fighters are not willing to take. Tank is kind of like, he got the ability, but he like Canelo. I think Canelo would have got beat. But I think Tank got the ability to really back up what he say. He just don't want to take the risk. He want to make this money like Canelo made this money. If you could fight a Pit Cruz and make hella money, and you can fight Ryan Garcia again, it's like they hustling. Say hustling the system. And you still.
Go ahead, my bad.
I was gonna say, and you still got those fights on the back burner because they're gonna, long as you the cash cow. You don't have to fight your greatest opponent, when you're a star. You could pick your spots because, Tank already, compared himself with Canelo Alvarez, right? But he got more ability, and I think he got more guts than Canelo. It's just that he's trying to make that money like Canelo. He's trying to, fight all those little fights. He can win, I'm telling y'all, he's gonna fight Ryan Garcia again, because that fight did major bucks. That Mexican community, they came out, they want to see that fight. But I'm just trying to tell people how my mind wired. Like I'm not like y'all. If he do that shit again, bro, I'm gonna be on his ass even more. But stop telling me he the best in the world. This nigga don't think he the best in the world. But what I'm saying, all I'm saying is falling on deaf ears. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I got you.
It's falling on deaf ears because people ain't rolling like that no more. So he's bringing in the casuals, the networks want a fighter that, capture the imagination, and Tank does that. He's an exciting ass dude. I don't give a damn if he fighting, some dude that we don't even know. If he fight Kami the next fight, that shit gonna do well because they want to see him knock somebody out, right? So he's a star.
Man, Tank getting ready to retire, but Tank said himself in the interview, Tank is getting ready to retire. But he is not going to be. Then the whole Canelo thing, right? I hear a lot of people, most of the people we frequent, we all African Americans, so we frequent the same channels, and most of us. Now we got other people, we got Hispanics, we got white people, but it's mostly black people, right? Everybody love to talk shit about Canelo. Canelo is, man, Canelo be on steroids. Canelo be scared to fight this person. He done ducked this person. And they love to do that, but they don't want to point the finger at Tank Davis because at this point, I got more respect for Canelo than anybody because Canelo done showed me at some points throughout his career, he just dropped his nuts. He'll fight somebody we don't think he's going to fight. He do that every now and then. Tank don't never do this shit.
But you don't think this a duck move by Canelo so he don't have to answer those David Benavidez questions, those David Morrell questions? You don't think this is a duck move by Canelo to get away from those responsibilities at 168?
And you know what? It is, but it's not as bad. Him ducking Benavidez to fight Charlo is nowhere near as bad as Tank Davis ducking Devin to fight both of the Garcia. You could have had Devin in the ring. You fought both of the Garcia. Back to back.
Well, I'm trying to get you to see it this way. Devin ain't gonna be at his best at 135, bro. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to face no Tank at no 135. 140, I think Devin would be a damn good fight. But you know, the man, you want to see a fight like Aerosmith Jr. and Terrence Crawford? Do you want to see that? But then
No,
after all this,
but Tank already told you. Now, let me tell you, this what I'm trying to pull. But I see what you're saying, but I'm trying to tell you how Tank done already exposed himself. But every point you bring up, no, I don't want to see that. But he could have fought Devin at 140. He came out and let it be known, I'm not fighting Devin at 140. Then 2 weeks later, 2 weeks later, he told us, yeah, I'll go up to fight Teofimo Lopez, though.
It's the same thing Terrence Crawford doing. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to, you know, I think them boys should have fought, you know what I'm saying, when he was on the rise through 135. I think, that, you know, we're missing spots, you know what I'm saying, when these guys are on the rise at the different weight divisions. They fighting too late. You know what I'm saying? They let Tank get they let him get an anchor as a superstar. You know what I'm saying? He became a superstar. They should have caught him before he became a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Because that stardom it gives you the ability to, it's like a franchise belt. You know, so you fight who you want to. He done got to the point where he could pick who he want to fight. And as bad as it is, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm big on Tank, but the way boxing is moving right now, these guys don't have to fight everybody. And if you're looking at you don't even look, a duck ain't even a duck anymore. It's just more business moves than anything.
Right, and that's what they doing. Yup, my bad. You right though.
But if it's to me, you know what I'm saying, Tank just gotten himself into a position to where it's ideal for a fighter in this era, you know what I'm saying, where you can pick and choose who you want and make the money that you want. So, you know, why take a risk? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, not speaking for what I believe in, but just looking at how people are moving now. Why would you take a risk? You know what I'm saying? Somebody who can actually beat you, even though, you know, it's maybe even or maybe however people see it. Why would you take a risk when you can make, you know what I'm saying, even just the same or more amount of money fighting a pit bull crew, somebody that's guaranteed that that got a style where you could just go figure out and knock his ass out because his boxing IQ ain't there. So, you know, I'm looking at it, you know, I'm starting to, you know, just see it for what it is and not for what I want. Because these fighters ain't going to do, you know, they're not going to fight in a traditional way. You know, say if it don't make sense, if I could make millions, you know, fighting somebody I could beat versus taking a risk of somebody who can beat me, I'm not going that way. I'm not going that way.
Bro, but I'm talking about
even if I think I'm superior than that guy. If he's better than this dude over here and I can make millions, look what Canelo did. Look how much money Canelo got by beating European bums, right? And he still got the reputation of the face of boxing, right? But then when he get ready to get down and take a risk, you know what I'm saying, he put all his eggs in one basket, you know what I'm saying? But he still got an advantage. He still makes sure he got a little bit of advantage. He fucked up when he fought Bivol, you know what I'm saying? He miscalculated, you know what I'm saying? And got his ass handed to him, you know what I'm saying? But you see, he didn't take that fight at 168, you know what I'm saying? So he ain't no damn dummy, you know what I'm saying? Because he would have lost everything.
All I'm saying is, but I feel where you're coming from, but I know I'm beating a dead horse. So I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I'm preaching to the choir. I understand it. But my point is, I just wanted to be known because I like to say shit before it happened, even though nobody give me credit for it when it comes to fans. But we all gonna be here. We all gonna be here 3 or 4 years from now. I'm gonna say 5 years because I can see that I'll still be talking to you 5 years from now on YouTube, mate. But my point is, 5 years from now, Tank Davis probably gonna be retired. And then, you know what I'm saying, and even further, it's gonna be all I'm saying. It's gonna be a day where people gonna look back on Tank Davis' career and they're gonna say, "Man, y'all remember that dude that was popular and selling out all that shit?" And that's all we gonna be able to say about it. That's it. Y'all remember that nigga that was on
Tank? Nah, I think everybody's gonna remember Tank.
No, listen. No, his name, he gonna be remembered, but I'm trying to tell you what he gonna be remembered for. People gonna say that nigga sold a lot of tickets. That nigga was popular. You're not gonna remember him for who he beat and what he did. You're not.
I mean, I think these fights are gonna come about later. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna come about later. I don't know how. Either he gonna go up to 140, beat Ryan Garcia, and he may have enough room, you know what I'm saying, or whatever situation may fall where he could fight Devin Haney up at 140. For Tank, for him to face those kind of names, it's probably going to be at 140. You know what I'm saying? He might fight Stevenson down at 135, but that's the only person who got a chance to beat him at 135. You know what I'm saying? That's really I don't think Frank has enough experience right now to beat a Tank. You know what I'm saying? Or Stevenson. You know, so I think he needs to kind of marinate a little bit, get some good fights up on him, get his confidence together. Mm-hmm.
I think that Frank should have took that Shakur fight because I'm looking at age. Frank is 28. He ain't got time to be. He ain't got years to waste right now, and he needs to fight the best people right now. Because once you hit them 30s, you already know. Once you hit them 30s, stuff start changing.
That's what I was saying about Tank. How long y'all think Tank don't? Like you said, that fight might come later. Tank already said in the interview he's thinking about retiring soon. So how long you think Tank don't wait? Because like you said, he entered his 30s. Shakur and Devin younger than him. So if he waits too long, you gonna fight them dudes while they entering their prime, and you just gonna be starting your decline.
Well, then we might not get it, or you know, you see what you see the fight, the age. Terrence Crawford and Spence fighting that. Spence 33. You know what I'm saying? Crawford's 35. You know what I'm saying? So they don't care about that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? We might get that shit when they on their last leg.
Yeah.
You know? Well, I mean, they don't care. They want to build that fight up first to make sure they get them damn tickets that everybody's gonna show up, you know. And they're gonna show up to a Tank fight. You know.
Yeah. I feel it too, bro.
Yeah.
I'm at this point, I ain't been wrong yet. I'm with it every time it comes down to what Tank gonna do next. I tell people what he gonna do next. I tell people who we not gonna fight to. I can point him out every time Tank that we got a fight coming up. I can tell you he's not fighting Devin, he's not fighting Shakur, he's not gonna fight Lomachenko, and he's not fighting Frank Martin. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know, I was hoping that Frank said no to Shakur because he was fighting Tank, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yep, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's how boxing rolling right now. You know, they're not giving you what you want. You know, I don't know, man. It's like you can't make Tank fight who he don't want to fight. I think he's just reveling in that power he has. You know, to fight who he want to fight. You know.
I was about to say my favorite fighter give me what I want. You know what I'm saying? My favorite fighter give me when he went to 140. I knew he was gonna fight somebody with a belt. I knew Devin was gonna fight somebody with a belt. So I mean, my favorite fighter give me what I want to see. Erickson, my two favorite fighters, Erickson, Devin Haney, they both give me what I want to see every time they fight.
Yeah, well, you know, Dev, I mean, he had to go for a belt. You know, if you're gonna move up, it only makes sense for, you know, the undisputed champion who got the golden ticket. You know what I'm saying, to fight for a belt at 140. And I think Regis is perfect. The perfect fight for somebody who's moving up and somebody, you know, because, you know, Regis looking kind of, you know what I'm saying, he's looking kind of weak right now. You know what I'm saying? He looking like, you know what I'm saying, like he showing a little weakness in his last fight. So that's kind of like the perfect fight for Devin. And then I could see him fighting somebody like a Richardson Hudson. After that, maybe a Jose Zapita, you know what I'm saying, just to stay away from the Matisses until he can acclimate himself. I think those fights help him, you know what I'm saying, get a good little footing in 140. And then you got Ryan Garcia up there, you got Rolly Romero. So he got a lot of little throwaway fights that he, you know, he can get his feet wet until he start fighting the Gary Russells of the world. And so, you know, he got a good little path, you know what I'm saying. He got a little room to develop and get acclimated at that weight. But you might as well forget about Tank, you know what I'm saying, unless he thinking about coming up to 140 and challenging Devin Haney. Stevenson, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what's going on with that fight right there between him and Tank. That shit could be made. I think that's a fight that could be made because they both can function at 135 pretty good. I think mm-hmm.
I don't. That's the point. So this is what I'm saying. Like how you saying, forgetting about Tank. I think Devin already forgetting about Tank. I think Devin trying to carve out a career that he can have, that he don't ever have to fight Tank Davis or chase Tank Davis or concede the shit just to get Tank Davis to fight him. That's what I think Devin doing. He's trying to carve out a career where he can function outside of a 10-day fight. Period. And I think he is. I think he will.
Well, I mean, it'll show. I mean, if Devin, so don't bring Matisse into the conversation, it's going to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? If you don't bring Matisse after he beat Regis, or start going in that direction, because Matisse is already talking shit about Dev. You know what I'm saying, about beating Dev and everything. So, it's going to heat up there at 140 for Dev, especially if you get a belt. If you get that WBC, it's gonna be the shit gonna be real after that. Matisse might even come into the ring. Go ahead.
One thing I can say about Devin is, okay, this dude Matisse or whatever, but okay, a lot of people think he can beat Devin. That's fine, but like that's your prerogative. But my point is this: I know one thing. One thing I know about Devin that make him different than Shakur, Tank Davis, and everybody else. Y'all like Matisse say Devin name long enough, Devin gonna send his ass to country. That's what Devin track record tell me. You say his name long enough and he think you serious. When he gets tired of hearing it, he gonna fight you. So I ain't worried about it.
I can see Stevenson. I can see Shakur Stevenson skipping 135 and coming up to 140. Then that's when all hell gonna break loose.
He said he would. He said he would. What are you waiting on? He said he would. That's what he said. He said, yeah, I got the 140 fight this.
If Stevenson stopped talking shit at 135 and go ahead and skip forward to 140, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem because, it won't be no excuses then because, Dev, he could fight Stevenson at 140. Tank could fight at 140. Then they all even Steven again.
Now, the only issue he'll run into is that if he don't do nothing in the meantime, meaning like, it's a catch-22, because if he don't do nothing in the meantime before you go, look at this car. Look at this car. Like, run me off the fucking, but if he don't do that in the meantime, he's going to be in a situation where Devin's still going to be able to offer him that 25% again, because you still ain't nobody. That's all I'm saying. Especially if Devin get another build at 140, then you come to 140, you ain't got no build there either. You ain't got no build at 135 or 140. Devin gonna offer you 25% again.
And you know what? Stevenson, he need to go ahead and bite that bullet just to get the credentials. If I was him, I would have called the bluff. And saying Devin is really offering everything, and Stevenson is just offering the ass whipping. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to come to the table with more than an ass whipping. You know what I'm saying? Or offering the ass whipping. I mean, if you he should have took that just like Devin took his deal and signed his deal with the devil. You know what I'm saying, to get the fame. So I don't know.
Why Tank and Shakur not fighting though? Nobody talking about that. Why and Shakur not fighting? Devin gone. What's going on with this? Nobody talking about it. Everybody wants to talk about.
He's fighting. Now, Edward Santos ain't no light. That
fighting De Los Santos now.
Mm-hmm.
But I know he's fighting De Los Santos now, but I'm talking about he had months. The whole time Devin was going back and forth with Shakur, and that shit had fell apart. Tank had weeks to send a contract to Shakur to fight Shakur. Why he didn't do this? And why don't nobody kill him? He didn't do this. But everybody want to talk about how Devin built Shakur.
Well, I mean, people got their biases, King Judy, that. Shakur Stevenson got that flashy style, so they like his style. They like his aggressiveness. Devin he's a little more laid back, so it's a personality thing, I believe. Because what really separate Devin from Shakur is their attitudes. Devin's more humble. Shakur is more brash. But I just want to see him, build his name first, before he start, going into this, this mode where he thinks that he's the most duck man in boxing. I want to see him get out there and fight the fights. I think this Edwin Santos fight is going to do him some good, to look at him as a solid fighter because he done beat so many no-name opponents. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you just want to see these guys get the names up under their belt before they start talking shit. That's what I need to see from Stevenson and Dave. For Devin, I just want to see him go on the path that he's on. And I think these guys are going to start meeting up at 140. I think 135 is a done deal. Tank, he's going to have to fight these guys at 140. But he can make money. It's still money to be made at 135 for Tank. So, I mean, I think Tank's going to continue to make his money until he have to fight a big fight. And that just is what it is. You can't force him to do nothing. He's a star. And I think that's a big problem.
He's saying he's not going to 140 though, fool. That's the point. He's saying he's not going.
Well, he can say what he wants to, but I guarantee you, if Ryan Garcia get that belt from Rolly Romero, he's going to 140 to take that belt from Ryan Garcia, and he's gonna do it too. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be a big fight if Ryan Garcia get in position to get himself a belt at 140. Tank coming for it. You know what I'm saying? Because he knocked him out once. That's easy work for Tank. And I believe that's the way it's going to probably go.
Everybody Tank ever fought was easy work. That's the pattern. That's the pattern for Tank.
That boy got some power. You know, I mean, just think about their style, man. It's like it's a style matchup. You know, nobody. You know, I'm looking at it just from what I'm saying, the fighter point of view. You know what I'm saying? They don't like fighting pure boxers, man. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to win against somebody who's boxing. You know, so the entire time. And you know what I'm saying, Tank, he's putting on events. You know, it's the different, you know what I'm saying? He's putting on big events. That's what people are into now. They're not into the pure boxing like we are. You know what I'm saying? I could go either or, it don't matter. I just want to see who the best is. But for these promoters, for these networks, you know what I'm saying, it's about events, putting butts in seats. And that's what Tank does. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention that, you know what I'm saying, he's a hell of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you think about a Devin Haney event, or you think about Shakur Stevenson, it's not that, you know, it's not like when you want to see Tank fight, it's like everybody come out. Everybody want to see that fight because they think they're going to see something special. You know, they're going to see a knockout. They're going to see, you know what I'm saying, they're going to see some blood. They're going to see some, you know what I'm saying, they're going to see some drama in the fight. But when you think about a Stevenson or Devin Haney fight, all you think about is boxing. You got to be a real boxing fan to watch those guys. And, you know, so I think that's the problem. You know, so they're going to have to build their name up. They're going to have to get some spectacular wins to, you know what I'm saying, to get people to like be interested in them. Now, they got the hardcore box. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
All I'm saying, before I see where you come from, but I'm just trying to tell you what's coming, bro. Just like how we've been saying, we don't notice the dip and people talking about fights. I mean, when I first started getting on YouTube talking to y'all, bro, about a year and a half to 2 years ago, this shit was lit. It was lit every single night on everybody's channel I went to. It was always lit. This shit dying off because of people like Tank Davis. I told you why people not talking about fighting no more. People love they fighters, and they fighters ain't doing shit. Like this
right.
is what boxing is losing its luster because of the same reason why people say they love their favorite fighters. That's why boxing is dying and it's losing its luster. It is. Nobody want to talk about it because they know what's gonna happen. Everybody knows what's going to be. Hey, we just waiting on Tank to announce we gonna knock out niggas. Yeah, man. Hey, when Tank announced it, we gonna be hype about it. And then after a while, when Tank ain't got nobody to knock out, we ain't gonna have shit to talk about. We just waiting on gossip after this. Boxing is dying because don't nobody actually care about how good somebody is. They just care about how good somebody looks.
They say Haney is not sending Matisse nothing. Grease with Fire say Haney ain't sending Matisse nothing. Say he's not gonna fight, dude. He said Matisse beat Shakur Haney respectfully, and Zach beat.
And Grease, and guess what? And lately, me and Grease been agreeing, especially on the Shakur Stevenson shit. But Grease was also the one that told me before Devin went to 140 he wouldn't fight Regis Roper. So I don't know how much I can go off with Grease with Fire because he said Devin wouldn't fight Regis.
He says Zach B says no matter what subject is, he would come back on platform and change it to Devin the Tank. He says the hate is very real. He said, and we've seen Devin and his dad move funny.
Yeah, I've seen Tank and his whole team move funny. Then the Ellerby just had an interview where he told us that Tank Davis will fight everybody. He ready for Devin and Shakur Stevenson. And then he ended the interview by saying, yeah, Tank ain't ready for them yet. So you tell me who the fuck cares? Shit, Calvin Ford told y'all Devin and Shakur was mixed. Tank ain't sent a contract to neither one of them. They flipped the coin and told you it was Shakur for sure. And ain't reach out to Shakur at all. They flipped the coin and said, yeah, Shakur, you mixed. We got a contract for you mixed. Ain't sent him shit.
Jonathan Paul says, "Pool." He says, "I really believe that it's his team that talks him into that." With that being said, he said he's the fighter. He gets the last say. And I mean, it just depends. Do we want business or do we want the legacy? Or the legacy can come later, but if you put the business first, it's just going to look bad. Um, Michael Rhythm said, "What's up, everybody? What's up, Mike Rhythm? What's going on? Welcome, bro. Salute." Jermaine Wood says, "Bob not going to let Shakur fight Tank. Says Shakur going to have to leave Bob and Jay Prince to get over the Showtime." And that's a good point. Long as Bob got his clutches, he don't really like big fights. You know, Bob don't like big fights. Because that means he's going to have to come out of his pocket, and we know he's the ultimate cheapskate. He don't care because Shakur could have been undisputed at 130, easy, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying?
So by their logic, the only reason Tank ain't sent the contract to Shakur was because of Bob. So by their logic, Frank Martin already was Showtime. So by their logic, Tank Davis definitely gonna fight Frank Martin, all right? Because they on the same side of the street. So by their logic, the only thing that's holding up is that, of course, Tank want to fight the best fighters in the world, and him and Frank on the same side. So he's definitely gonna fight Frank Martin, right?
Well, we all speculating, Zach. We all trying to speculate because these fights ain't happening. And we, and it's getting kind of long in the tooth waiting on these fights. It's long in the tooth, Devin done passed right through 135. Stevenson just made it up to 135 and Tank been sitting there. So these fights are overdue. You know what I'm saying? Media Riley says, he says Tank don't need to send anyone a contract. He says Bob won't let that fight happen until Shakur is out of his contract. I hear what you're saying. So that makes sense.
Hey,
Mhm.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, I was gonna say like that makes sense. Just like Terrence Crawford, got out of that contract to have the Errol Spence Jr. fight. You get more of the money, right? So instead, if you're gonna have a mega fight, you don't want it under top rank. Because Bob is going to come in there and get that. He's going to get that big slice of the pie. Jonathan Park says, "Yeah, you're right, Pooh." He says, "And everyone is calling for that rematch. And if they fight again, I think it would be at 140." That's look like that's where all roads are leading. Look like all the roads are leading to 140. And that look like that's the only way because Devin, everything kind of center around Devin. If you really think about it, he's the linchpin that really connects Shakur and Tank and and everybody because he's the undisputed champion at 135 and that's kind of
Devin connected to everybody because at one point in his career now Devin been linked. He's the only one out of everybody that's been linked to everybody else at some point or another. Because guess like you're talking about Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, guess who else does Devin Haney first? Guess who was the first to do Devin Haney? Ryan Garcia. So Devin tied to everybody because at one point or another all them niggas dumped Devin. That's what's tying everybody. If you really want to know the truth, you bring up Teofimo Lopez. Guess who else does Devin Haney? Teofimo Lopez.
Man, that's another sucker, man, right there. That dude's just a sucker, man. I mean, he fight better than I thought, but for him to retire, he got some kind of, just like AJ versus Deontay Wilder, he got some kind of psychological issue when it comes to Devin. What I'm saying? It's almost like, Devin is the prophecy, he's like the prophecy. Like he's destined to come and destroy T.O. and T.O. do not want to give him that chance in the ring, against Devin. I don't know what it is, but he got so many personal issues against Devin. I just don't understand it. So why not just get in the ring and see if you can, you guys and brawl it out. This dude talking about retiring, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, bro, what is going on?
You saw how he got mad. Hey, Pooh, you saw how he felt some type of way when Devin signed the top rank for a little while. You remember he went on there rank and he was talking about all top rank, all they want to do is promote black fighters and give black fighters whatever they want. He was talking about Devin Haney, right?
Yeah, everything he talk about, anytime you're trying to diss black fighters, is always about Devin Haney. Maybe T.O. act like he knows something we don't know, but he just kind of come off like a little nut job. You know what I'm saying? I was stunned when he beat Josh Taylor, but Josh Taylor, he didn't look like himself in that fight. Um, I don't know, man. It's like these people, the consistency ain't there. You know, these fighters, it's almost like they fight. You know, they fight great one fight. You know, or they fight exceptional. He was able to beat Regis, and then he come back and fight Catterall, and Catterall arguably beat him. Um, I don't know, man. It's like it's just hard. It's hard to find consistency in some of these champions. And Tio, you know what I'm saying? You thinking he's coming along at 140, and then he talking about retiring. It's like, man, it's like, what's going on, man, with these dudes? I mean, Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying? He don't seem like he want to be a real fighter. So we just all over the place. Matisse can't get in there. It's like we can't get no consistency out of these champions and stuff. It's like, what's the point of even having a belt if you don't want to defend it? Or if you know what I'm saying, you don't want to get in there and prove you're the best. So what it is the money, you know what I'm saying? They want the money so damn bad. We got to separate the people that's fighting for legacy and the people who just fighting for a paycheck. And I think that's where it's getting mixed up at. T.O., he's all about the money. You know what I'm saying? He'll exert himself if he's thinking he's getting some kind of multi-million-dollar deal. And I think that's
boxing, man. That's why I say, bro, boxing is dying, bro. It's a dying sport. That's because it's not real. What people loved about boxing was that it was real. It wasn't the WWE. You know what I'm saying? People like to watch the back in the day with WWF and WWC. People like the entertainment aspect of it, but nobody really got into that shit and was die hard about it because they knew it was fake. You know what I'm saying? Now boxing starting to take on the same drama in the script that the WWE taking on. That's why people don't take it serious no more. Nobody cares, but when I'm around, I'm going around, I'm driving around, I'm listening to people talk, we have conversations. I don't hear people talk about no damn boxing. Nobody.
Yeah,
Nobody
I mean,
cares.
like Jonathan. Well, like Jonathan Park, he says at some point in time, unless Canelo loses both fights to Charlo, so he will has to answer his obligations at 168 with the rest of them fighters for real. I don't see Jermell fighting no David Benavidez. I could see him coming back down and trying to fight Crawford at a catch weight. It's just those are too many tough fights. You know what I'm saying? For this point. Not saying that he's afraid. It's just that look like he's starting to relax a little bit. And once a fighter start making that kind of money, I don't think they're the same. I'm like looking at him spend time with his kid. Y'all saw the All Access, and I was just kind of like, damn, Jermell, man, it's like you got to get that meanness back, bro. If you don't get that meanness back, you're gonna get your ass whipped by Canelo. And maybe that's the plan. Maybe he's just going to crash out with Canelo and just call it quits because he's already won undisputed at one of the toughest divisions at 154, and maybe he's tired of the grind. I don't know. Cause I'm just looking at, and the reason I'm saying this is because I just saw him just like talk about, how he's not in the gym like that, or during training camp he's going back home, spending time with the children, and I was like, this nigga is on Golden Pond, bro. He's on Golden Pond. So he's fit to go out. He's fit to crash out with Canelo and probably, ride off into the sunset. I don't see him getting back into it just to beat David Benavidez. But if he did, man, a hell of a story. You know what I'm saying? If he will be that guy to challenge, to move up and challenge all those guys. Man, that dude would have to go down. He would have to go down in history, bro. You know what I'm saying? If he faces the Mexican monster, where Canelo wouldn't, shit. You know what I'm saying? You have to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see him doing it though. That's a lot of work. Mexican monster is a beast. Especially at 168, he's hungry. Motherfucker had to fight 3 eliminators. You know what I'm saying? Without getting a shot at Canelo, he's hungry. He's mad. You know what I'm saying? He's got a chip on his shoulder. Charles Thompson says, "What the hell?" He says, "Did Tank do King? He said, "What did Tank do to King Judah?" He didn't fight Devin Haney. That's what he didn't do.
It ain't just Devin shit. You could have fought Lomachenko. You could have fought Shakur Stevenson. Come on, man. You could have fought Teofimo Lopez when he was at 135. He ain't fight none of them people, man. None of them. But that's on y'all. Y'all like shit like that. I can't rock with niggas like that. I don't support niggas. I don't support fighters who don't want to fight the business at all.
No, I feel you. I feel you. That's exactly the problem we have with Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, they give exception to fighters with exceptional skill. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't hold them to the same standard. Um, you know, these fights got to stop being made because now these guys are entering their primes, especially when you're talking about the exceptional fighters. You know what I'm saying? When they at the end of their career, you want to see them crash out and go ahead and fight everybody. You know what I'm saying? No more excuses. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and fight the fights that the hardcore boxing fans want to see you fight. You know, you done made your money. You know what I'm saying? You didn't. Now I'm not trying to tell somebody how much money they can make, but y'all know what I'm saying. It's like, bro, how much money, easy money you gonna make? You know what I'm saying? Now you got to fight the dudes that's calling you out. And think about it, after all these years of Shakur fighting through the lightweight divisions, now he has arrived. And now, people are not, he's got to go for it, man. But, before these guys, you know what I'm saying, get out of boxing or before they start talking about retirement, because then that's going to be another issue. You know what I'm saying? Like Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying? How much credit can you give Crawford, you know what I'm saying, for a guy who's already talking about retirement? So he's going to start running into that issue, not getting credit for somebody who got 1 foot out of boxing, you know what I'm saying? Because Tank already said that he want to retire early, and that's probably another reason, you know what I'm saying, why he's fighting the Pitbull Cruisers of the world, you know what I'm saying, to build up that cash, that lump sum. So when he jump up out of there, he can still ride in Lambos and, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, big houses and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he'll get to Stevenson. Hopefully he'll get to Devin. But that's all he really got to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't see anybody else Tank got to fight. That's like a must. That's like a mandatory that he has to fight in the ring because he's already a superstar. He don't really need to win no belts because he's got an exciting fighting style. He's got power. You know what I'm saying? He's got high boxing. He's an exciting dude. So, he fights one. He don't even have to fight both of them. He could just fight one of them. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll be able to retire if that's what he want to do. Otherwise, he's gonna have to move up to 140 and fight some of them guys. Cause that's where the competition at really. Let me see. What's your boxing magic Mexican side? He says boxing is a terrible place because fighters like Tank and Haney. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they find a way to blame Haney, bro. When you like, bro, they make the impossible possible. You niggas say Devin Haney is what's wrong with boxing. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, if you look at it from the outside, it looks like Stevenson is trying to make these fights. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how real that is, how real the contract, but as long as he's with Top Rank, nobody really want to deal with Bob like that. Especially if you're talking about taking the lion's share of the money. And see, that's something they're not looking at. They're only looking at the talent. You know what I'm saying? They're only looking at who's talking the most, who's trying to push, acting like they're trying to push for the fight. But nobody really wants to deal with Top Rank people. You know what I'm saying? Bob Aaron is a summer bitch and he wants all the money and nobody's trying to go that way. He says the reach out to Haney though. He said they said they were going in a different direction. And that fight, saying for Devin is suicide at 135. So if Shakur is willing to come up to 140 and take what Devin, offer him, but I know Shakur probably want them belts, there ain't nobody trying to.
Shakur know them belts easy from the day one jump. Shakur know them belts easier to get it, Devin drop. That's why he didn't take the fight with Devin. He know Devin belts easier to get it, Devin not at 135. That's why he didn't take the fight. So just like you see on the outside looking in, it's like Shakur trying to make fights, right? So I'm just trying to figure out how to the outside looking in and make it look like Shakur wants to make the fight. When first of all, he accused Devin of not signing a contract that didn't exist. He turned down the only real offer that Devin Haney gave him was 25%. Then he proceeded to turn around and offer Frank Morton even less, only to turn around and call Frank Morton the death for not taking.
Hold on. Bob didn't have nothing to do with one of those fights, bro. That was outside of Bob's range. You know what I'm saying? When he fought Tyson Fury, that's when I forgot what it was, but yeah, Bob wasn't behind one of those fights. You know what I'm saying? That was Fury and that was Kinahan shit going on there. Say stop these narratives, bro. And in the heavyweight division, you know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with the same contract that they have with Jay Prince. These guys got different contracts, bro. You know what I'm saying? So they'll let low level PBC fighters fight, but when you're talking about the major money makers, you know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I'm saying? So just because his name is attached to things, you know what I'm saying? It's like Fury them, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's a whole different situation. You know what I'm saying when it comes to PBC and Top Rank doing business. So you got to remember that Top Rank sued the PBC. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you know you're just lucky to be seeing what you're seeing. You know. I think Oscar De La Hoya and Top Rank teamed together to sue Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying for paying the fighters too much and saying that they had a monopoly over the sport. So they lost that battle, but you know what I'm saying? We got to go all the way back through that shit. You know what I'm saying? That, that's already been debunked. You know. He said Jermaine Wood says, watch Shakur re-sign with Top Rank. I hope not. Jay Prince not messing with Al Haym. I wonder why. Wonder why that is. Look like those two brothers would be able to come to some kind of agreement because I think Shakur would do better over at the PPC. Charles Thompson says, it's all right, King. He said he said Judah Tank would be knocking out your favorite fighter. Yeah, he said they obviously have something in store for Frank. He says no. I think he should have took the fight. He gets millions while Shakur gets 5 or 6, and Frank gets a flat fee. Oh no, what's going on, Michael Ray? Second, what's happening, my brother? Yeah, saying when it comes to whoever they support, it's like they bend the rules a little bit. It's like, nobody thought that Crawford should have took a 60-40 deal. They came out strong for Crawford. But then, when he went in and played hardball and got 50%, they fans were happy. So long as your favorite fighter comes out on top, you'll flip script, and when Shakur becomes the A side, then all of a sudden, you'll be with that, whatever he wants. So, these guys, y'all got to keep it consistent, man. The business of boxing is the business of boxing, man. Ain't no ducking going on anymore. Let's see. Um, let's see. Boxing Magic, Mexican side says Charlo's going to retire after. Oh my God, man! I hope not. I hope not. But I can understand it, man. Once you hit the mid 30s, y'all, and you don't have the hunger anymore. These guys, like I said, this boxing thing is a grind, bro. To have to get up in the morning and do what these guys do is amazing. And I sure hate it. I would like to see their talent gone forever, but like boxing magic, Mexican side say, he may retire if he win. Now if he lose, I don't know. That's gonna be interesting to see where Jermell Charlo go from there. If he lose that fight. But he'll still be paid. Anything you touch, anything Canelo touch turns to gold, on the financial side. So that's why he's so happy around here. Let me see what you say. Boxing Magic Mexican side says he says Shakur complained about money for Haney, but yet dude made 2 million while the Cuban guy made 300K when Shakur didn't make weight. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, like I said, it's all about business and who you support. You know what I'm saying? People don't care about who gets shortchanged. You know what I'm saying? As long as it ain't their favorite fighter. You know what I'm saying? If you're fighting a no-name dude, nobody cares that they get 200,000 while you get millions and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on, what I'm saying, who they fighting. Let me see. Jonathan Park says Devin has mad skills. So if his power comes to him and he's getting older, it just made people are going to have trouble at 140 with Devin, and let's not forget that he's going to snack too. Like I said, if you get in there just knocking niggas out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might as well, put them pictures up there with Victor Conte. You're like, God damn. So this snack shit is good. It's going to attract more athletes over there. Going to see more people going over there. He says, the facts are that this prime guy Shakur Haney and Tank straight duck each other. Like I said, it's the business, man. You know what I'm
When did
saying?
Devin do? I hate when people lump them together. Pooh, I want you to tell me, when did Devin duck Tank Davis?
Yeah, he never ducked Tank Davis. Never.
When did Devin
Never.
duck Shakur Stevenson?
I don't think he ever ducked. I don't think none of them ever ducked each other. I just think they're putting that shit out there so they can push for the fight. I think they're trying to make, a lot of noise and publicity to keep people interested, because people ain't interested in those divisions like that. Nobody but us.
I just hate when people do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I hate that lumping people together. Like you from the hood, but you know how it be when somebody walk in the room and they mad or something, and they said, "I'll whoop everybody in this motherfucker." They lump everybody together. I think I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like shit like that. Or like let's say I'm somewhere I'm with you and one nigga just keep fucking with you, boy. I ain't saying nothing to you, and then you say y'all about to get this, or them niggas dead. Don't say they. You know who did it. Don't lump us all together. You know who doing it.
Well, it's called selling. It's called selling the fight. It's called promotion, and it sucks. With the clout chasing and keeping people name. It's people they're trying to stay relevant. I don't want to see Shakur. I want to see Shakur stay relevant by beating who he need to beat. I want to see Devin stay relevant by beating who he need to beat. Same with Tank. Stop talking and get in there and start knocking some people out and start beating and get these names up under your belt. So they have to, you have to fight the person. I'm tired of these people trying to promote shit. I need to see them going out there and knock these names off the list. That's all I want to see.
I want to kill another narrative right quick. So the narrative that Devin should have stayed and waited for Shakur to petition for more money, right? Now the same people that said Devin should have waited for Shakur to petition for more money to fight him, to see if they're gonna allow Devin to fight Shakur Stevenson for more money, or the same ones that tell you that Tank didn't duck Devin when Devin said that he was gonna go petition to fight Tank Davis, and Tank Davis said, they make me fight Devin, I'm gonna drop my belt. So I want to kill him there. So how you gonna say that Devin, by not waiting for Shakur to petition, even though Shakur was the B-side, to fight him when he already offered him something, is ducking because he didn't wait for Tank Davis threatening to drop his belt if Devin went and talked to the people about fighting him is not ducking?
Well, I mean, you know what I think. I just think these guys are trying to. I just think they're trying to leverage. For the biggest piece of the pie. I think that's more important to them. Than anything else. I mean, I don't really fall into the whole ducking thing. I think they'll fight each other, but I think Stevenson just ain't got nothing to offer right now, and he's probably the most hungry of them because Devin got prospects. He got something going on at 140. Tank, he got his status. Only person that don't have that, the odd man out, that really don't have anything going on is Stevenson. So he's got to find him a niche at 135.
Let me answer Boxing Magic Mexican. Yeah, Boxing Magic Mexican wondering about that too. He said, wasn't Tank Davis the mandatory for Devin or Devin the mandatory for him? Yeah, that was true. And Devin Haney knew that because Devin Haney had been trying to get Tank Davis in the ring without going into the sanction about it to do it. Tank Davis never wanted to fight Devin. So Devin said he was going to go and petition to fight Tank. Tank threatened to drop his belt. He said if Devin go try to petition to fight him, he was going to drop his belt so he didn't have to fight Devin. That's what happened, Boxing Magic Mexican. That's what happened. Tank Davis threatened to drop his belt so he didn't have to fight Devin.
Tommy Harris says, Poole say you got to fight Devin first, then Shakur, then Tio, Matias, and all the other 140 champs. Then he can call it a career. I mean, I just think Tank got so many options. It's kind of ruining it. It kind of ruins it for him, man. He just got a lot of fights he can fight, and he can just pick and choose. When you don't have a lot on the menu, so when you just kind of narrow it down to Shakur and Devin, then that's better because now he's got to choose either or. But now you got to add Ryan Garcia into the mix too. So the boy got a lot of ways he can go. So, I think people just frustrated because they want to see those fights. And you can't make Tank do nothing that he don't want to do because he is making the money. He is a draw. He is a cash cow. So that gives him a lot of, a lot of room to do, to pick and choose. And that kind of sucks for boxing, because, if you don't pick who you want him to fight, then all of a sudden he's ducking the whole line of people. So Boxing Magic says Tank 30 years old, prospect with no champions in his resume. And let me see. Jonathan Parr says Thomas said actually that's not true, brother. Say he can do what he want. The way some of these boxers move now is terrible, but that's what I'm saying. Jonathan Parr. I mean, it's like people are so extreme with the vernacular. You know what I'm saying? It's like even if they was ducking, what can we do about it? I mean, that's just a word. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna move in their best interests, and that's what I'm trying to get people to see. No matter if we think they're a duck or not, they got so many options, so they come right out. If Tank fights Shakur, and beat Shakur, they're not gonna care about the Devin fight, or if he fight Devin and he beats Devin or Devin beats him, nobody, you still, he still got options, bro. Either way it goes, Tank is still the man, as far as putting asses in seats and, just causing the excitement at 135. So shit, Tank can fight Lomachenko. He can fight Lomachenko, y'all.
We know he's not doing that. We know he's not doing that though. He's not fighting Lomachenko either. But my point is, that's what it all comes down to. No matter who I argue with about Tank, it all comes down to, well, you know what? He the man anyway, and he put asses in seats and he sell out that much money. So what does that do for me? What does that do for me that keep making all this money?
It don't do nothing for you. But I'm just saying that's the reality. We can't live, in the fantasy land, we got to look at how they moving and just, saying it is what it is. That's how Tank getting over. I mean, you need to see that. Saying whether you call him a duck or not, or people saying Devin Haney, that shit don't mean nothing. They're gonna do what they want to do. I mean, they're gonna do what's in their best interest. Saying Devin knows he can't fight at 135 no more. So he moved up to 140. So even though we want to see him fight Tank, even though we want to see him fight Shakur Stevenson, it ain't nothing we can do about him moving up to 140. And that's what I'm trying to get people to see. No matter what you want, the business of boxing is taking over. It's not. It just don't behoove Dev to defend those belts. In a weakened state. So we understand that, right? So Tank, he's a superstar. We got to accept that. People want to fight him. He's the cash cow. He's feeling himself. He's a star at 135. People love Tank. So whatever he do, if he want to fight a monkey with one hand tied right behind his back, he could do that. That I told him he compared himself to Canelo. He could pick and choose, and that's the thing. People are trying to get to that point in their career where they're bigger than the belts, where they can do what they want to do. I mean, you can call him a duck for not fighting Dev. You can call him a duck for not fighting Shakur, but he has his own niche in boxing. And that's what y'all need to see. So he don't have to do what the boxing fans want. We're gonna have to force him by not buying his pay-per-views. But he's so goddamn exciting to watch. That's not gonna happen because Tank bring in the casuals. He's beyond boxing almost. He's beyond the belts. And I know y'all hate that shit, but it is what it is.
The whole point is though, boy, like I said, I like talking about this entertainment. To me, it's funny, really. So I just like pointing out people's contradictions and letting people know that you are actually a clown. It's still can't Tank Davis a bitch, he this and that. Like I honestly see you as a clown, and it's getting to the point now where Tank Davis is getting to the point where people not taking him seriously on social media and in the boxing world. Like people not taking Tank. They know what he is now. Like what he is starting to really come to the surface. He's an exhibition fighter. I don't look at Tank Davis at this point no different than I look at them people just putting on exhibition fighters. When I hear about Tank Davis, Tank Davis can fight. That's how I feel. Yeah, he can fight. But you're not about to, Tank Davis, boy, ooh, man, Tank, man, I don't look at Tank like this. Like he's just a good fighter. That's all I know about him. You're just a good fighter. I don't think you're great. I really don't. I don't think you're great. You ain't did nothing to show me that you're great. You just a good fighter. I can't say nothing else about it. You just a good fighter, bro. Shit, Keyshawn Davis is a good fighter. You ain't no different than Keyshawn Davis to me. You're a good fighter. Now, I guess everybody give respect for different shit. Now, I'm not about to sit up there, Tank Davis, he this and he that. Because of, come on, man. That's like in football. I'm going to give you an example. In football, everybody loves Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, this and that. That nigga ain't did shit. He was not about to get me to put Justin Herbert on Patrick Mahomes' level just because he good. No, that nigga's a good quarterback. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Yo, Fool, you there?
Net went out for a second.
Oh shit, I thought I had lost connection. But yeah, man, I'm not about to. Man, it is what it is. Y'all have fun with that, man. Y'all have fun with that. The whole narrative and this make believe man with Tank Davis can beat any and everybody without having to prove it. But I don't want no part of that one. Like I ain't trying to get involved in that shit. I stopped pretending a long time ago on the playground in elementary school. I don't play make believe no more.
Well, that's the reality of it. So, we're going to be stuck, you know what I'm saying, in this transition of calling everybody a duck and saying, like you said, that's what boxing dying. Nobody ain't getting it on like that. They're not going straight for each other. So, we're kind of stuck. That's why, when you talk about the lightweight division, this just kind of sucks. We're going to have to wait to see what happens after this fight with Regis and Devin to see how he look. At the division. Is it going to look great? Is it, And I think that's going to affect a lot. I don't know, Shakur, I'm kind of excited about that fight with Edwin Santos. That's a good fight for him. Then Tank got Pitbull Cruz coming up. So, they already obligated. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why we arguing about these fights when they already got fights on the line. It's like they already got people in front of them. So, and they're still young enough to get it on. They got another fight that they could do. There's another few months that they can line up each other. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. So
I mean, my thing is, I never said, even though I'm a Haney fan, I never said Shakur wouldn't fight this. I'm trying to tell y'all with Tank ain't gonna fight neither one of them. That's my thing.
He may not, but. That's the status. That's the status that the boxing fans have given him. They're giving him that status, just like they gave Canelo the status that he got. When you got a solid fan base, you could do pretty much what you want because you got your own atmosphere. You create your own financial atmosphere. Is what I'm saying. Thomas Hill says, King Judah, why you hate that man so much? He said, first off, he fights his Latinas, but they both have the same amount of Latino fighters on their records. He said, then he fights nobody's, but Tank has fought more champs too. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, so, but you're not looking at the context here. They had the same amount of Latinos, and Devin started his pro career in Mexico for the first couple of years, and he had just as many Latinos as Tank. What the fuck do they tell you? How can Tank have just as many Latinos as Devin, and Devin started his career in Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of y'all don't use common sense.
Well, Thomas Hill says, man, he said, keep it a stack. He said, all have less than stellar resumes. He said they all have resumes mostly comprised of Latina fighters, and they ain't fighting each other. And saying that we keep coming back to the same thing. We're just talking in circles. Until, they actually face each other, we're going to be having the same arguments if you really think about it. So, it's just kind of like, it's kind of pointless.
Well, Devin got a Hall of Fame on his resume. You know what I'm saying? He got 2 unified champions, too. Y'all can say what y'all want about him, but his resume going to show that he got 2 former unified champions on his resume. He moving up the fight. We just Prograis, a current champion. And Devin Haney next fight again, just like a lot of y'all Don't everything I say it happens just like I said. His next fight after Regis gonna be again another champion. Devin Haney is not Tank Davis. He's not gonna go from fighting a champion in Regis to fighting a nobody at 140. His next fight after Regis gonna be another champion.
Well, let me ask you a question, kind of changing the subject. Hey, did you check out that Black TV link I put on my community page? Did you check that out, King G?
I didn't say on the community, Black, what it's called?
It's called Black Salute TV, something like that. I got the link in my on my community page. I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on that. But since you haven't seen
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. What is it about? What it is?
It's about Victor Conte and Marion Jones. She's on there talking about the effects of the steroids, what they had on her, and he's kind of comparing it to how Crawford was moving during this whole build-up, how he was wearing the clothes, trying to hide his body, trying to hide the pimples on his head. You know what I'm saying? Well, he showed the pimples on his head, and you know what I'm saying, because he probably had pimples all over his body. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what that stuff does. You know what I'm saying? When it's working its way through your system. And she was talking about the energy that she felt to be able to work 3 and 4 work out 4 hours a day to build herself up. And she said she had to hide the muscles because she was building up so fast. So I want you to check it out, and I want to see, kind of get your opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to talk about y'all. I mean, do y'all think? Because I was like, the article that's up there with Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? I think you got a little background, King.
Oh, my bad.
Canelo Alvarez, man, his skills have eroded, bro. I mean, he looks like an old dude. He looks like a handicapped dude in the ring. And you know what I'm saying, do y'all think that Jermell can beat Canelo? I mean, I think he can. But I mean, the question is coming up, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's acting like, you know what I'm saying, Canelo is just like it's just like, you know, Canelo, like Jermell, you know, the uphill battle is just so much for Jermell that he ain't gonna be able to handle it. And I'm just, you know what I'm saying, do y'all really think that Jermell, you know what I'm saying, can he beat him? You know what I'm saying, can he beat Canelo? I think he can, man, but it's just like I don't see what they see in Canelo, you know what I'm saying, besides the weight. I mean, I got
him winning. I got Jermell winning this fight, but now this, like y'all said, but like if this dude is juicing, because I mean the main, I told y'all my prediction, the main thing that's gonna give Jermell this fight is the fact that Canelo a lazy ass fucking cloud. He always gas, and he always lose all his steam. You know what I'm saying? And that's what now mind you, if he roared it up, you know he gonna have more stamina. So then, you know, that's when Jermell in trouble.
Yeah, I think that's why he took this fight too. You know, I mean, because he's been dogged by Jermell and Jermell his entire career, and this is a chance. You know, he has a special spot in boxing where he can get by all those tests. He can get by all of it. It don't really, you know, it don't really pertain to him. So if he can go and juice up and beat Jermell, you know what I'm saying? This takes care of a lot of controversy that's followed him throughout his career. So I think Jermell needs to look out, bro, because I think he's going to face one of them Terrence Crawford, Erickson Jr. situations where he's going to try to send a message, send a statement. Because why else would he accept this fight? You know what I'm saying? Because really, Jermell, natural ability, he could beat Canelo. I think he's an overall better fighter. I think Canelo just throw haymakers, and he hits you in pretty good spots. You know, he's pretty slick. You know what I'm saying? He can catch it, but his power ain't all that. I mean, his power ain't all that. You know, when you fighting marginal talent in boxing, and you just more talented than the dudes you're in the ring with, yeah, you can look like a superstar. You know, and then when you fight like somebody like Triple G or somebody who's supposed to be on your level, and you just look ordinary. You know, anytime Canelo has gotten into a fight with somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's a really good, got a high boxing IQ, he damn barely beats him. You know, so I just don't, you know, we know all this. So why does it seem like it's just such a big uphill battle? Is it just the weight? You know what I'm saying? Is it just a two? You know, I know weight classes mean something. We saw Tommy Hearns, move up and try to fight Hagler. You know what I'm saying, from two weight classes, and it didn't end well for him. You know what I'm saying? It didn't end well for him.
I think a lot of people know that Canelo. First of all, Canelo got a chin. We know that. We know he do got a chin. We know he got power too. You know what I'm saying? He's not trash. You know what I'm saying? He got good reflexes. He can put together an offense that can hurt you. If your defense ain't top notch, Canelo can hurt you. But I think a lot of people seen Charlo and past fights, bro, take a lot of punches. You know what I'm saying? Charlo don't have the best defense. And I think that's why a lot of people like, man, they don't know about this fight, which a part of me lean into that too. Like, I don't know, because it's not like Charlo got the best defense in the world. He will eat some punches. And against Canelo, bro, anything can happen. But I just believe that. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Mexican Magic's tripping, man. Come on, T.O. T.O. don't want to fight Devin, bro. Come on, man. You don't want.
Yeah, I seen it. I don't know. But that's why I had to stop. Like, I was going trying to get an understanding with him. That's not now. I realize he don't have no understanding. That nigga say Devin Haney could have went for T.O. belts at 140. He ducked him again for, mind you, Devin never ducked him before, period. He said he ducked him again after Teofimo Lopez ducked Devin at 135. Then at 140, Bill off to Teofimo Lopez Sr. It's a Josh Taylor fight, and asked him, he said, so now Devin and T.O. can fight now, right? He said, we want $20 million. How the hell can Devin give T.O. $20 million when Devin don't make $20 million himself? Make it make sense.
I mean, at this point, he's just trolling right now. See, I think he looked at which style may fit him better, and Regis Prograis' fight style fits better. Probably he may also think he can outbox Regis. That's exactly, excuse me, y'all. That's exactly what it is. Regis looked like the weakest one. Well, I mean, and plus he knows they're not going to feed him Rolly Romero. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to feed him Rolly Romero. You know what I'm saying? That's, I mean, Regis, and nobody really wants to fuck with Matisse. You know what I'm saying? It's a beast.
Matisse got a belt too?
He got I think he got the IBF. He got the IBF.
Oh, well, he might be next then. This one I'm trying to say, cool. Now, I understand where you come from. You say, hey, Devin might need another fight before he go after Matisse, right? I get you. I feel you. But I also believe by neither one of us knowing the future and what I know about Devin, it's not out the realm of possibility that Devin Haney will go after him next. I'm just going based off what I see from Devin Haney. To me, he don't come out from what he done showed me. He's not a fearful person at all. If you got something he wants, he'll try to go get it. So if belt is what he's looking for at 140, like I told you, suppose Devin Haney gets to a region and he want another belt. Don't nobody but Matisse want to give him an opportunity. I feel it too in the bottom of my heart. He'll fight Matisse for a belt. Nobody else gonna give him an opportunity for one. He'll go after the nigga who would.
Yeah, I mean, that's an ideal situation. Saying, if Devin that kind of champion, and I kind of feel like you. I kind of feel like Devin will fight anybody. But he's going to have a lot of issues trying to fight Tio. I think Tio is going to avoid him, at all costs. Tio, he's just one of those people that won't clout. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be a superstar. You know what I'm saying? All he cares about is being him and Ryan Garcia are the same, even though I think he got more skills than Ryan Garcia, but he don't want to take the risk. Tio don't want to take the risk of fighting nobody, you know what I'm saying? Josh Taylor was on his way. Looked like he was a fighter on his way down. Look at that, all the damn power that went out of my damn house. Let me see. I gotta get them.
Now I do think T.O. would fight. I do think T.O. would fight Tank though, just for the money. Because I know that nigga love money, but he like a trick. He like a little hooker. He'll fight for the money. So that's why I wanted Tank to go after him, because that's somebody who could have made T.O. take a fight. Like if Tank would have went after T.O., I think T.O. would too.
Possibly. Let me see. I'm trying to get the trippy damn. Let me see. Thomas Hill says He says, nah, Pool. He says the other fighters are on PBC side. That's why he ain't going that route. Let's call a spade a spade. Grease for Five says, Judah Haney want no parts of Matisse, man. If he did though, that would raise the stock of boxing. You know what I'm saying? To go straight for Matias. I think Matias is a beast, man. I think he's good for boxing. You know what I'm saying? To have a heavyweight like that, somebody who's just ferocious. And for Haney to be able to fight somebody like that, man, after he get this belt with Regis, if he is to beat Regis, I want to see him go straight for Matisse. That's what I want to see. And I think that would raise Devin Stark if he get in there and beat Matisse. Shit, man, he's on his way to undisputed at 140. Say
if he do though, if he do beat, all people gonna say Matisse wouldn't do it. But you ain't catch on yet, but Devin, no matter what Devin, he never gonna get no respect or credit from nobody. It don't matter what he do.
If he beat Matisse, you don't think he'll get credit if he beat Regis, he gonna get credit. If he beat Regis is respected, man. Regis ain't no light touch. It ain't nothing you can really say.
They already saying Regis washed up. A whole week before Devin, a week or two before Devin said he wanted to fight Regis, they were saying Devin was scared of Regis and he'll never fight Regis. When Devin called Regis out, they said Regis was washed up. But Devin Haney would never, it don't matter what he do, but people gonna hate regardless. If he go in there and knock Regis out, nobody gonna talk about how he got a knockout. Everybody gonna say that, it's about time Devin got a knockout. Or like you say, everybody gonna say that's just a snack program. That's all people gonna do, bro.
So everybody hates Devin Haney, huh?
I mean, that ain't no secret, but that's really not a secret. Like they gonna find a reason to hate Devin regardless. Right now, but people still blaming Devin for Tank not fighting nobody. Tank don't want to fight nobody at 135. Devin not even at 135, and people will tell you it's Devin Haney's fault why Tank ain't fighting nobody. They'll tell you that it's Devin fault why Tank not fighting Shakur, and why Shakur not fighting Tank. That's Devin Haney's fault too.
What's up, Thomas? Can you hear me? Yeah, it took a while for you to get on now. What's going on, Tom? Can you hear me? Thomas here. Can you hear me? It's like, is my internet off? You there, bro?
I'm here. He must not. I don't know. He must be messed up.
But he in. I got him in. Let me see.
His mic might not be on.
Oh, okay. Look like he got another. Hello, can you hear me, bro? Here. Can you hear me? You on, bro. You on. So he says, Grease with Fire says, Haney has no chance against Matisse. Matisse is too strong, tough for Haney. You know, he damn sure seems like he's a mother. I don't know if he's too tough for Haney or not. That's why I want to see him fight. He says, you own, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got you, Ian. Jonathan Park said, I also think I think Tank should be fighting them boys. I do. He said, I may put big tanks. He said, I may be a big Tank supporter. Got to fight them boys whether I support a fighter or not. I'm going to keep it 100. Do the big events. Do the big events in that too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, you know, we know how boxing is moving right now. So we know how boxing is moving. So hold on, I gotta get this. Hold on, y'all. 1 sec. Go ahead. Keep it going, King.
Yeah, I just feel like, but that's my whole point. That's why I'm excited about this whole 140 situation, because I know at the very least Devin Haney gonna always fight somebody worthy of fighting. Devin Haney not trying to step in the ring with no fucking ball. That's just not his MO. People talk all this shit about Devin Haney, but nobody pay attention to the fact that he always trying to put on a fight with the best possible opponent. You know what I'm saying? He's not going for no low-hanging fruit. And Devin Haney always going for belts. So that's what I'm excited about. That's why I say a Matias fight, that might be down the road. But my whole point is, y'all, I saw the dude Matias, bro, but I'm gonna be real with you too. I don't think he can beat Devin. Like, I'm just being real with y'all, bro. Like, these guys that the people want to see Devin fight, these rough, I'm going to knock you out fight niggas. Y'all don't realize, but them the easiest people for Devin Haney to beat up. Them the hardest opponent for Devin Haney is School Season. Everybody else, that's easy work. Because if your whole mindset is you're going to get there and you're going to knock him and you're going to blast his head off with the first punch, you're going to be in for a long night. And you're about to get your head boxed off. If you can't sit there and outthink Devin Haney, you're about to get your head boxed off. And I mean, like I say, I don't like to try to predict the future, but I'm just telling people what I know. My experience with boxing and how I see fights normally go. The pure boxer always have the advantage. Always. That's just me. I know people love the brawler, but the pure boxer always have the advantage. Always.
Mm-hmm. So let me see. He says, Zach B says, delusional, bro. He says, Nooney blame Devin for anything. For anything Tank does. He says, Devin clearly God to you. A lot can be revealed through a simple conversation. You know.
A lot can be revealed. A lot can be revealed if you frequent multiple channels and you can see what people talk about. That's what revealed that everything is Devin Haney from. Everything. No matter what it is, it's Devin Haney from.
Jonathan Barr said, if Tank keeps spending $20,000 on his tennis shoes, he's going to need more big events. And I'm just saying, I'm not trying to tell the man how to spend what he earned. I'm just being realistic. You know, but right now he's making, the money. I don't know if he's making any kind of investments, but it would be wise for him to do so. You got Al Heyman right there. So, that's a big, he's almost like an investment, type of guy, banker type of dude. He's gonna, if he's using them wisely, he's gonna he's gonna take care of their money for him. That's the cool thing about being at the PBC. Al Heyman, he's more than just, an advisor. Advisor, tell them where to put their money. And then you see EJ, EJ, he got his money invested in different things, so he said he's good, especially got the money from this fight with Crawford. But I'm just kind of a little upset that they're trying to downplay the rematch. They're not trying to build up the rematch, and you got all these ratchet ghetto games going on, these psychological warfare games, where they're trying to act like the outcome is already decided. Then you got this Steve Nelson dude that's just popping up like he's some kind of PR person. He's taking over. Who the hell is Steve Nelson? All of a sudden, he's talking about they're looking towards Canelo, and they keep with this Canelo talk. I don't understand it. Canelo already said he don't want to face that dude. He don't want to fight him. So I don't understand what's going on. He says, Charles Thomas says, King Judah. He said, you said the same thing on the Crawford and Spence fight. You were dead wrong. And y'all love trolling the shit out of King Judah, man.
They only remember what I get wrong. Because the thing is, since I've been on here, I only got 2 fights wrong ever since I ever been on here. But nobody remember the ones I got right. Nobody ever remember that. Especially when I was the only one on any YouTube channel I ever been on that said anyway was gonna be folks. Nobody remember I said that though. If y'all don't remember that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Devin got a fight coming up. They all got fights coming up, so we can't be too hard on them. They're talking about Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez, targeted for February 10th. Is that real?
Didn't I tell you that at 140 they was gonna hold a certain belt just for Hispanic fighters? Didn't I say that? They gonna make them fight each other and they hold it many times.
I'm gonna tell you something. That's a damn good fight, though.
Yeah, I got T.O. I got T.O. though. Unless Ryan looks different, training with Derrick James.
That's a pretty good damn fight. I didn't even think about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think of Tio as an active fighter. You know, I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Could drag his feet, screaming, protesting the idea of being forced to walk the plank against these talented contenders. This is let me see, Arnold Barbosa. I mean, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. Let's see. That's a damn good fight. And you know, it's winnable for either fighter. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do think Teofimo Lopez is more complete fighter than Ryan Garcia, even though he's working on his fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? But I think right now, you know what I'm saying, that's a good fight. But the number one WBO contender, I guess, is Arnold Barbosa, you know, or and then there's Gary Russell. Let's see, Teofimo. Yeah, that's a damn good fight, man. I'm just reading the article right now. He says there's a huge week. Yeah, that's a damn good fight. They're talking
Yeah,
about September. I mean February. Yeah, me too. I would check that out, man. Man, that just came out of nowhere. Well, how come all of a sudden Teofimo Lopez acting like that? You know what I'm saying? Like at the retirement. Did he announce that he was coming out of retirement, or was that just all bullshit?
well, you know it's over now because Devin finally officially gave a date for when he fight in the Regis program. We know that fight happening. So now Teofimo Lopez is safe to say I'm not actually retired.
Mm. Let me see, Garcia. So some of the same shit. Let me see. Do y'all really think that Aerosmith Jr. is going to train with have Mayweather train him, or just be in his camp? Do y'all think that's going to happen?
I don't know.
They actually got an article. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, but I'm kind of with 2 cents on it. I remember 2 cents was saying it seemed like every time we turn around, people coming out with all kind of stuff about what's going on in Spence camp, and it's like I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of strange to me, but like, cause I don't know if they gonna if you know he training with Floyd Mayweather, but all of a sudden so much shit coming out of Spence camp that make me think a lot of this shit not true. Somebody just saying stuff, you know what I'm talking about? Like, because Spence ain't verifying none of this, but every time I turn around, people claim to know what's going on in Spence camp when we never knew what was going on in that dude camp.
Well, I mean, I think we kind of put it to rest, but it's just I keep seeing articles pop up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what's going on? Where did he getting this information from? Um, but they talking about Mayweather as a secondary coach to give him pointers and to be an assistant. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? That would be some help, Spence, to give him a you know what I'm saying, a different set of eyes. You know what I'm saying? You know, Terrence Crawford got all kind of coaches over there, so why not? Why not add Mayweather there? You know, you know what I'm saying, using that wisdom and you know what I'm saying, give him another perspective. You know, let me see. It says, I don't think so. He said you will win these fights with the same guy. Then after your first loss, you're looking for someone to blame. Oh, that's Jeff Mayweather talking about that. Jeff Mayweather always be saying some bullshit, man. You know, Jeff Mayweather get on my damn nerve, bro. He the one who was talking about he didn't think Devin could beat George Kambosos over there in Australia. So you know, he's another one to be kind of like off the code when he talk. You know what I'm saying? It says suggests they should replace if his career wasn't sinking into the day. Yeah, man. You know, yeah, I think it's bullshit. You know, I think it's bullshit. But do I think Mayweather could help him out? I think so. You know, that's a lot of wisdom right there. You know, I think that would be cool to have Mayweather in your camp. You know, get that stab jab to the gut. You know, but y'all, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna wrap it up for the day because man, I'm sleepy. I got to get some rest, man. Let me see. I've been up all night, and see you guys tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we get some more news going on. This was kind of, you know, back and forth about the lightweight division, but oh, we did talk about the undercard. Okay, we did discuss the undercard for. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? See what they got going on. What's going on, Just Do? You know what I'm saying? I'm just about to wrap it up, my brother. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Just Do Boxing. But I just wanted to wrap it up with y'all today, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, not a whole lot going on. Just, you know, but we'll wrap some more tomorrow. You know, I'm gonna go take it in. I'm tired of hearing myself talk. You know what I'm saying? See you guys in the next one. Thank you, King Judah, for coming through, keeping me company. See you guys tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Peace out, y'all.